Hello there, everyone. My name is Nick, and welcome to my stream, where I will be your GM for the night. And tonight, we are going to be continuing with session 2 of our Yes, ours make more sense. I have my players as well. Hello, players.
Hi.
Hello.
Bye.
Yes, wow, I see how it is. But
You
yes.
said mine, not ours. So
Yeah.
Yes, we will be
I just said
continuing.
bye.
Yeah, with session 2 of What Lurked in Creek Hollow. This, which is a Kids on Bike RPG game. So, before we get started, let's do a little recap about what happened in session 1. So, last we left off, Farmer Hudson was killed by a mysterious monster in his farm. This prompted his son, James, who is also friends with Cyrus, one of our PCs, to attempt to seek revenge, and to do so, he stole his father's pistol in order to attempt to hunt down the monster that he saw lurking behind the corn stalks of Hudson Farm. And meanwhile, in the rest of the school, on the first day of school on Monday, the students learned that there is a party going on at Mirror Falls, sort of like the start of the new semester party, in order to sort of like wind down and not really wind down, to hype themselves up and relax and chill before, school starts proper. And Seth, being one of the cool kids, is invited and chose to go along. Our brother duo, Myth and Dustin, decided to go in order to continue their PG-13 drug dealing business, in order to raise funds to help their mom with their rent and payments that they have, overdue payments that they have on their house. But before they all went to the party, Dustin, who was waiting for his brother inside the local Blockbuster, was approached by a mysterious woman named Lisa, who is sort of like the quote-unquote spokesperson of 10th Eye, a self-proclaimed self-help group that likes to hand out flyers and do like those kind of those almost like Alcoholic Anonymous kind of meeting for self-improvement and that kind of thing, where she had a very strange conversation with Dustin, revealing that she knows a bit more about him and his status as an orphan or an adopted child into Myth's family, which sort of like creeped Dustin out. But at Mirror Falls, where the party was happening, James, alongside Cyrus, whom he roped in onto his little revenge quest, decide to set off onto Mirror Falls proper to hunt down where they believe the monster to be staying at. But then tragedy struck as Saf watched their best friend Jordan get torn to pieces in front of their eyes. And as they and one of their other friends, Paula, went back to where the party is, a large creature darted their way through and cast out flames and poured a bit of alcohol, not a cast of alcohol, into the fireplace that they built next to the river, causing fire to spread along the ground and onto the tree canopy above them as well. As James and Cyrus, hearing the commotion, attempt to approach, the creature found them. And James was brutally torn to pieces, and Cyrus panicked and attempted to run, but as he hid, the creature found him. This rat-like monstrosity with a face almost like a twisted human, with clear drool pouring out from its maw. But all it did was stare and hiss at Cyrus before it hopped off into the darkness. And at that point, Myth and Dustin arrived at the edge of the forest and was about to get onto their bikes when the sheriff and his 2 deputies arrive after being summoned to deal with the tragedy that has occurred here. And so, we start our story with Cyrus leaning against the tree stump, panting heavily, heart racing, the adrenaline still pumping. You still couldn't quite believe. How dare you laugh at my pain?
You don't sound sorry.
You're
What?
not sorry.
My bad.
Okay, my stream is back. I think it's back. All right. Hello there, everyone. We are back from a random ass crash that happened for no reason at all. But hopefully it is more stable. Oh god, do I have to do everything?
I think you can edit the two videos together.
But,
I don't know if it's safe though.
Oh,
I don't know if your other one's safe.
nah, it did save, but it is like so short and it cut in halfway through my narration. I think I can cut in the recap. I'll just start from Cyrus again.
Okay.
It's time for you to it's time for you to feel the fear of being alone all over again, my friend. So
What's new?
honestly.
Yeah.
Alright. So we start our session with Cyrus in the dark forest on his butt, leaning against the tree, panting, his eyes wide, breathing short, his heart racing, adrenaline pumping. The creature has already left, but phantom imprints of its face remains in your mind. Those sharp teeth glittering in amidst the moonlight, those crystal clear drool pouring out from its maw, its porcupine-like fur sticking out from its body, from its rat-like body, its twisted human face. And your mind just couldn't comprehend. Must you type butt into the chat, please?
Go on.
Okay. And even though you saw the creature with your own two eyes, your mind couldn't quite process what you saw, and your vision is sort of like almost like blurring, you know? As you know, someone like as they approach the end of like an adrenaline rush, they sort of like begin to crash and their vision sort of like begin to get hazy. That is basically what's happening to you right now, Cyrus, as you lean there. And as you do, you can almost hear like this rush in your ear of your blood pumping, and it is very loud. But amidst it, as you're still thinking about what has happened, a flash in your mind of James's corpse that you saw torn apart, covered in blood. And you hear a voice in your head, and you jerk a bit, but all you see as you look around is just James' bloodied, lifeless face. Cyrus. Again, your heart continues to race, blood continues to rush in your ears, and again, James's face in front of your eyes, staring into nothingness. And you could have sworn you saw his mouth move, and you hear him go, Cyrus, and you come to back into fluorescent light, and you are sitting in a chair in front of a table inside. As you look around, a bare minimalist room, and sitting across from you as you come to, panting softly, you see Sheriff Peterson, and he's like looking at you with the typical stern face that he has, but he has this look in his eye that is what could possibly pass for concern that he could muster, being the kind of person that he's, not really good at eliciting emotions. And he's looking at you, going, Cyrus, you're right there.
Yeah.
Just take a deep breath. You're safe here now. I know, look. He sort of like leans back a bit into his chair. I know this is difficult, but if we are to find out what happened to James, I need you to tell me the truth. Did you know that Hudson has his father's gun with him? And do you know what he was going to do with it?
Yes. He told me before we head to the Middle Falls.
What did he think happened to his father?
He told me that his father was killed by a monster.
Monster. He sort of leans back into his chair a bit. Look, the coroner's report hasn't come in yet for his father's autopsy, but the coroner believes that it could be the work of either a bear or a particularly large mountain lion.
No, it's definitely not that.
And
I've seen it with my own eyes. It's not an animal. I
okay,
don't know what it is, but
no, continue.
yeah, it's. I guess monster is just the right word for it.
He sort of like gets this look in his eye. He leans forward. You saw it.
Yes, I did. He chased me, and then I don't know why, but it decided to let me go at the very end.
It let you go.
It's like he sensed something else, but I don't know what. I'm not entirely sure.
He sort of lets out like this gruff. Look, kid. You were at a party. Alcohol was had. It was extremely dark. And in an extremely tense situation, the mind is known to play tricks on you.
Look, I can tell you, I was not that drunk. I did drank a bit alcohol, but I know what I saw. I know what chased me. I know what killed my friend. And it's definitely not a wild animal.
He gives you a very long look. Then he sighs. All right. He's sort of like, he's been like twiddling with his pen this whole time with like sort of like a pad. You know those like hardback folder where you can clip like paper onto? He's like just been taking notes. And he just like taps and looks at you and tilts his head. You're free to go.
Look, if you guys are searching for it, just be careful. I don't want anything to happen to you too. And I just left.
All right. You leave the room and you head back now. The Creek Hollow Sheriff's Department is very small. Like, it is essentially just a single story building, and the interrogation room opens out into the corridor, and then you just turn left and head forward, and instantly you are back out into sort of like the waiting area of the sheriff, the place where, you know, people come in, and then there's like a front desk and a couple of chairs laid out towards the side of the wall where you can see there are quite a number of people sitting. Most of them, the students from your school that were at Mirror Falls. A couple of them have their parents with them. Others are just lounging about, just standing. Most of them are quiet, though there's like a soft hush of talking amongst all of them here. And you sort of look around. You don't see your parents here.
I guess I'll just take a seat and just kind of process my thoughts a little bit before I just walk back home.
All right. Now, before you walk back home, something will happen. We'll get to that later. First,
Okay.
next, fire burning, the heat against your face, the warm, shivering body of Paula pressed against your own. Saf, your mind lingers at the final image of what has happened in Mirror Falls. Your shoulder still aches. Your left shoulder still aches from where that creature clipped you as it charged through the fireplace and sent a plume of flames into the tree canopy above, which has caught on fire. All around you, people have stopped running, but panic still hangs in the air. You see a couple of jocks are trying to get the fire under control. A couple of them have stripped off their shirt, dipped it into the river, and just throwing it onto it. Since they lack any sort of like bucket, the most they have are cups, which aren't as effective against the fire. But all you feel right now is just Paula clutching onto you, her breathing erratic. And that is the memory that keeps coursing through your mind as you are called into the interrogation room, as you are sat before Sheriff Peterson. And he begins asking you questions about what has occurred. What do you say?
How much longer do I have to be here?
Look, Saf, in order to figure out what has happened, I need you to be extremely truthful to me, alright? I'm here to help.
Don't I need a lawyer for this? Am I not a minor here? I know my rights.
Look, this isn't an interrogation. You are not arrested. This is just a questioning in order for us to get to the bottom of what happened there. Now, according to witnesses, you saw your friend Jordan be attacked. Did you see what it was?
Saf kind of like darts their eyes around, trying to think of what to say, looking a little bit suspicious, but then they just I don't know what it was. I don't know how to explain it to you. I don't know how to describe it to you. It's just I kind of don't even remember, you know? I think all I can remember is my best friend getting ripped up right in front of my eyes and just trying to get the hell out of there.
You can see he's writing something onto his notepad. And then as he finishes up his note, he gives you a long look. I am sorry for your loss.
Okay. Can I go now?
You can see he's sort of like, I'm guessing like throughout the entire interrogation session, you have just been like, can I go now? Can I go now? Kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like not really cooperating.
Yeah.
He just goes, fine. And he gestures with his hands for you to go.
Thank you very much, sir. This was very unpleasant, and I'd love it if we don't do this again. Bye-bye. And then I just walk out the door, and I kind of slam it a little harder than, like the typical slam. It's like a really, really loud slam, and then I just stomp. I just stomp off.
All right. And as you stomp off, Myth and Dustin, the two of you are sitting out at the waiting area by where the front door and the front desk of the sheriff's station is. And you can see like sitting behind the front desk is this very fresh-faced, very green deputy. Like he looks fresh out of college, and his deputy's uniform looks very neat and not worn out. Like this, he's like literally first day on the job. You know him to be Deputy Connor, and he has only been the deputy of Creek Hollow for like a couple of months. He's just sitting behind, and you can, as all of you are sitting there, you hear a loud boom, and you can see him jump a bit and just turns with wide eyes staring at where Seth eventually emerged from the hallway that leads to the interrogation station. And as they sort of walk by, he sort of like calms down and goes back to what he's doing. And Myth and Dustin, I'll say that because the two of you didn't really see anything that happened, your questioning was a bit smoother than the others, but just for clarity purposes, what do you say to the sheriff during your separate questionings? We'll start with Myth first.
Okay. I would lie it through my teeth. I'll say we went to the Blockbuster to buy some comics for my brother. And then we saw the fire and we decided to go closer to just, investigate.
Make a
Then screaming were heard and I don't want to go in. And that's where the sheriff found me.
all right. Make a charm check. This will be a 12.
Ooh.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah, you are
That's
lying
super
to
high.
the sheriff literally saw you leaving the forest, hopping onto your bike. So
Oh, god damn. Oh no.
Oh.
okay.
Oh no.
So
Oh no.
Oh no.
so the good news
Oh,
is
no.
you get to mark an adversity token.
Good, I have 2 now.
Okay. The bad news is he can clearly tell that you are lying, and you can see he has a look in his eyes that basically goes like at the end of your interrogation session, he basically goes, "Look, you're a good kid. And I know times are hard, but this isn't the way. And you should not drag your brother into this. He's still young. Lots of potential."
As he says it, I kind of nod like, yes, lots of potential. The amount of money he made tonight, yes, lots of potential. I'm not going to say that out loud, but yes, the lots of potential, yes.
All right. And that is basically how your questioning ended. And what about you, Dustin? What do you say to the sheriff?
Hi, Sheriff. What my brother said.
And how do you know what your brother said?
I am next to him, so I know what he said.
The interrogation was separate. He wasn't
Yeah,
with you.
separate. So you have no idea what I said.
There's no telepathy.
I saw fire and I came straight away. I love danger.
That
Wow,
is
10 years old.
It will not help my case, man.
that is such a bald-faced lie. I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. He just doesn't believe you at all.
Oh my god.
Like he sort of has a look like he wants to ask more, but he's also like the sheriff has like enough decency to not pressure a child too hard, and so you are left off without much like pressure from him before he moves on to the next person, and eventually you rejoin your brother, and that is when you sort of like see Saf walk out. And what does Saf look like? Would you say, Tay, as you walk past the two brothers?
What do I look like?
Yeah, like your emotional state, or rather, not your emotional state. What does your external face tell of your inner emotions?
I look very annoyed and like on the brink of tears. My face just looks like don't talk to me or I will actually rip your face off. And there's just like if the light hits my eyes in the right angle, then it really looks like I'm about to cry. There's just like tears like on the brink of leaving my eyes, but they're not. I'm just stomping through, trying to get out as fast as I can.
All right, so
I'm
you
2 steps away when I see her.
Them.
Them.
so you step up to intercept Saf as they try to storm out.
No. I took 2 steps away.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He was angry.
Social
I said
distancing,
that.
my friend.
All right, so you stepped away as they storm past you out of the sheriff's department, and you can feel the sort of like the warm summer air sort of like buffet you as you just walk out onto like sort of like the front steps of the sheriff's department, and you sort of like take a couple of breaths to sort of like calm yourself. And you can see there are also a couple of other Creek Hollow students here. Most of them are probably, because there's not enough space inside the sheriff's station proper, most of those that have finished their questioning are just out here either just lounging about or waiting for their parents to come pick them up. You can see like a couple of them are like walking off and probably gonna walk home, and you're just standing there. And now I would like to ask you a narrative question, Tay.
Oh.
Would your father come to pick you up?
I think he would.
All right.
Yeah, I think he would.
And so, as you're like sort of like standing there, you feel like someone sort of like shuffle up next to you, and you hear the Paula's voice go, "So how'd it go?"
It was annoying, obviously. How's yours?
You turn around, she still looks a bit shitty. Like there's a bit of like, still a bit of like stain of like smeared mascara from when she cried. Hello, like most of that has been wiped away, but there's still a bit of like splotchy patches here and there. And she just like gives a single shoulder shrug. It was okay, I guess. I don't know. My mind's all frazzled right now.
You can say that the fuck again. Oh my god. I just want to go home and just like sleep it off. And maybe when I wake up in the morning, this will never have happened, and it's just gonna be a normal day, and it's just oh my goodness.
Yeah. And you sort of drift off into silence for a bit, and it is at that point that, Saf, you notice your father's car pull up at the front. And I will say, your father's a doctor, so this would be, what's a nice car from the 90s? A Porsche?
Porsche? What'd you say?
I don't know, is a Porsche a nice car? I don't know. I know nothing about cars.
I know nothing about cars either.
Generic nice car.
Generic nice car, yes.
Yep, rich folk car pull up at the front of the sheriff's department. And Paula notices and goes, "It looks like your ride's here."
Your parents to pick you your parents are coming to pick you up?
Yeah, they're just running a bit late.
Do you want me to stay here with you until they come? Cause I'm sure my dad wouldn't mind if we waited for a second.
You can see like she genuinely considered that for a split second, but it's like, no, it's okay. I'm sure.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure your dad's worried about you. It's fine. Go on. We'll talk later.
Okay. Well, if anything, you can text me. We gotta stick together, right? Not normal. What happened? So, just see you tomorrow.
And again, she sort of like shrugs again, doesn't really respond. Just for clarity, for all of it, it's like about 3 in the morning right now. So it is Tuesday, but 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, see you when I see you then. And then I like I want to say I finger gun, like do the finger gun motions, just like
Yeah, it's the 90s. You're allowed to finger gun.
I'm finger gunning. I'm just finger gunning while I like hop to the car and then I go in.
All right. And before we get to what happened inside your car, we'll go back into the sheriff's station where Saf had just stormed off, and Cyrus, you are sort of like intimidated as they walk by, and as you sort of like that slight fight or flight response that popped up, which confused you for a second because that was exactly what you felt inside the forest. And as you sort of like come back into yourself, you do see the two brothers sitting across from you. And I think, if I remember correctly from our character creation section, you do know the younger brother, Dustin, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so seeing him over there, do you approach them, or do the brothers approach Cyrus, actually?
I think first of all, do we see the car first? The generic fancy car?
Oh yeah, you saw it. Like
I went, whoa, to my brother.
Just gotta
Since I
admire the
meet
car
you, I'm
first.
like, it's not normal. This is normal. I've seen it multiple times.
Really?
I mean, I'm like the secret. And I'm talking to you outright. I'm like, I've seen it before because I deal plot with them. So definitely when I'm dealing plot with them, I'll see the car. I'll see the father's car. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll just shrug. Normal. Something
makes-
that I cannot afford. I just shrug.
Mm.
I
Right.
go, whoa, again to my brother this time. It looks like he knows way more than I do.
Mm.
Then we see Cyrus.
Do you approach me though? Or
Or do
I
you
will-
approach them?
Yeah, I will wave to maybe just a wave to Cyrus.
I guess I'll go ahead. I'll walk to Dustin. I'm just gonna ignore me and what are you doing
You-
here? You're
I
what are
do
you doing here?
What I told the policeman, I saw fire, I went there. I love danger.
Dude, you're 10. You're not supposed to. You see fire, you should run the opposite way, not directly to it.
Says who? You are here as well. You might as well. Yeah, I mean, you were in the fire as well.
I. What? I'm just at loss of words because. Next time, when you see fire, don't walk towards it.
Actually, I'm with my brother, and I introduced my brother to Cyrus.
I'm gonna look at Cyrus. I'm like, I'm gonna nod into the party.
I'm just gonna look at him and give him a single nod and just walk back towards my seat.
Weirdo.
Alright.
As he walks away, I'm gonna tell his brother, weirdo.
Okay.
Make sure Cyrus cannot hear it.
Fair enough. And we'll say that it is at that point that both of you, Myth and Dustin, you notice through the sort of like the glass door, double door that leads into the shed, you can see a frantic woman walking up the steps and pushing her way, and she looks extremely frazzled, still wearing her nurse's garb, and she just
Oh no.
just bursts in and head towards the front desk, and Deputy Connor instantly back straight, and your mom is going in front of her. Where are my sons? I heard that they were brought in here, and then Deputy Connor, ma'am, what are your sons' name? And as she was like, their name was, and then she looked towards the side and sees the two of you. Matthew,
Mom, we are
Dustin. And then she sort of like heads towards the two of you and pulls the two of you into a very fierce bear hug. I was so worried.
Mom, there was a fire. We wanted to see what happened.
Yeah. And then she leans, and then as she like hugs you for a bit, and then she leans back and then gives the two of you a very stern look. And what were the two of you doing there? You know what? We'll talk about this in the car. And then she begins to lead the two of you by the hands out of the sheriff's office. Yeah.
At least still by the hand now. Haven't throw slipper and then all that lah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
not
of,
yet.
You know, the Latino style.
Yeah. The slipper fly.
Oh no, this is not a telenovela, sadly, or perhaps fortunately for the two of you. But yeah, Cyrus, you watch as the brother's mom just dragged them out, and you are just left alone here with the other people that are just strangers. And as you sit there watching, Sav being picked up by their dad, watching Matthew and Dustin be picked up by your mom, and your parents are a no-show, how does that make you feel?
I mean, Cyrus is used to it. He's just like, he doesn't even.
Oh.
Yeah, he's already used to it. I mean, it's his own doings that cause it, right? Yeah.
All right. And I will say that eventually at some point, like maybe 10 to 15 minutes later, your mom will come to pick you up. But for those 10-15 minutes, you are just left sitting at the sheriff station watching all the other people here be questioned and leave until eventually, like, you're like one of the few stragglers left. And with that, we're going to jump into the car of the Rodriguez brothers and your mom, who is driving. And as she's driving, she has just been ranting to the two of you throughout the entire drive, going, I cannot believe that you would be this irresponsible and bring Dustin to a teenage party where alcohol and potentially drugs or weed is involved. Are you trying to look? I try to be an open mom. I don't set curfews for all of you. I don't make too many rules, but I did say to keep out of trouble, and this is the opposite of keeping out of trouble. Do you understand? And she looks at you, Myth, through the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I'm gonna like sunk my head down. It's like, yeah.
No, don't you me. Take responsibility. You are 15 now. Now, yes, I know that you are still growing and still learning.
17.
Oh, yeah, yes, no. Cyrus is the one that's 15. Okay.
Cyrus is 10.
No, Cyrus
Oh yeah,
is
Cyrus
15.
15. Yeah, Cyrus 15. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Dustin is 10.
Yes, you are 17. Now you are about to become an adult, and I know that you are still growing up, but you need to be responsible, okay? You are not responsible for just yourself. Your brother looks up to you. You need to set a good example for him, all right?
I'm gonna like just do one sign. Yes, mom. I understand. It won't happen again.
And she sort of like looks at you at the rearview mirror for a bit, and then she's like sighs, and then continues driving along the road. And the silence in the car is extremely loud. And
Yes, the silence is deafening.
uh,
I can feel it from here.
and Dustin, what is your mindset inside this car?
I'm a 9-year-old. I can feel the silence. How loud the silence is. In my mind, I'm thinking of telling a bad joke because that's what Dustin do.
Oh yes, I totally forgot about that part.
Uh,
Oh
no.
dear.
Do you
Let's see how the train wreck starts.
do you
Okay,
make
alright.
the joke?
I want to throw a question to our mom
All right.
to try to break the silence.
All right. What do you ask?
Yeah. So, mom, what is so good about what is that country again? Switzerland.
She sort of looked at you for a bit and sort of was a bit caught off guard by the question, but then remembers what you're like, and she goes, "I don't know. I've never been to Switzerland before, but I heard it's a beautiful place."
No, that's not the answer I'm hoping for. But I will tell you, I don't know Excel, but the flag is a big plus.
Oh. Oh.
Make a charm check.
Oh.
We'll make this
Oh my
we'll make this an 8 charm
Oh
check.
my god, that's bad. Okay, actually, I have a question on how to make the check.
Mhm.
I was I'm at my character sheet.
Remember, you're a kid, so you do have a +1 to charm.
Okay, and
Yeah, just click on charm in your character sheet. Did you add a +1 to that?
+1. Okay.
Okay, that would be 11. You beat it either way.
Okay.
So you make that joke. You can see your mom, like her face has just sort of like this permanent rictus of like this frown, this worried look after everything that's happened, and you see her look at you for a bit, and then she goes, and she like just let out like this soft laugh.
Oh, are we sitting at the back, the two
Yeah.
of us?
Yeah, I like to think that. I mean, I already said she looked at you at the rear view
Yeah.
mirror, so I guess both of you are at the back. You know those kid things you don't sit at the front seat.
I will look at my brother Smith and I mouth him. I save your ass again.
As you can, and as you're
I'm gonna draw like a tree like You get three comics now. Instead of 2, you get 3 now.
All right.
Yeah.
And so as your mom like sort of makes a turn, she looks at the two of you through the rear view mirror again, and she says, "I am glad the two of you are all right. I was so worried.
Me too, Mom. Me
It-
too.
I should have asked this for you're not hurt, are you, both of you?" And you can see like she's one hand is reaching towards like the glove compartment where you know that she keeps like a small little med kit.
I'm gonna say no, I'm fine. Then I'm
Yeah.
gonna look at Dustin. Is he fine?
Dustin is fine, except yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
All right. Look, it has been a long day for the two of you, so if you do not want to go to school, I understand. You can stay at home and rest and process.
I'm
And
gonna
Okay.
be those. Wait, it's now 3 a.m.
yeah, it's still 3 a.m.
I'm gonna just nod.
All right, and you eventually arrive at home, and your mom dropped you off, and but she doesn't leave the car. She goes, "I need to go back to the hospital to continue my shift. But if the two of you need me at home, I can ask Lila to take my shift."
I'm gonna look at mom and say, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, mom. Yes, mom. Do what you have to do.
And you can see she's still worried, but she sort of gives a smile and goes, "Okay, I love you."
Love you too, mom.
And then she gives like a final nod, and then she rolls the window up, and then she drives off. And the two of you are left at the front of your house. So what do the two of you do now?
Did we see what the monster?
You caught a very brief glimpse as it charged across the fireplace and knocked the casket of alcohol into the flames. And from your brief, actually, let's have both of you make a grit check of 10 for this.
Grade of 10.
Yes.
Gonna fail.
Well, that's,
Brandy.
you can explode. You can explode. Oh. Nah. Okay, so both of you can get... So, Dustin, do you have any adversity token? You can spend... If you have, you can spend 1 for a +1.
Yeah, I'll do it for this time.
Alright, so...
Just make 10.
Alright, Matthew, you get another adversity token. In your mind, all you remember was fire, dark shape, and long...
And my candy.
Yeah.
And my money.
Yeah, and your money. So you did not... It was too fast, but... I will say that as sort of like... because Myth, you have Dustin behind your back. And so when the creature charged forward, the fire flares, you sort of like avert your gaze so you didn't see much. But Dustin, you were peeking from the side of your brother's waist, and you, with your 10 grit, you were able to withstood the glare of the fire, and you do see the creature, and you see almost like a gigantic rat-like monster with elongated limbs.
With a tail?
Yes, and a long tail. Like, you do not make out any features, like it is silhouetted by the fire, but you do catch like the texture of its body. It seems that it reflects off of its thick coat of what seems to be like porcupine-like spine fur. And the moment you see, the first thing that pops in your head is like some sort of misshapen rat with long limbs, but then it doesn't have a snout. The front of its face was flat, but you do not notice what it is. From your brief glimpse, it almost seems human-like, but you don't see any features before the fire. It darts across the fire, dies away, and it disappears into the forest.
So rat body, long tail,
Yes.
long claws.
Yeah, long limbs. Like both, rats have like small little hands, small little feet, right? This one is sort of like extend out a bit, almost making it like a bipedal creature that is sort of like slouched over. But you don't remember much more than that. And also like a flat face instead of a snout based on its rat-like appearance. That is what you expect, but you did not see it.
Yeah, I was going to the face of a more to a human compared to a rat.
Yes.
Oh dear, that's oh shit. Personal note, that's fucked up. That's a fucked up. Okay. Okay. How do do my brother trust me often? Based on
Yeah, I would say somewhat.
then after after I see my mother left, I turned to my brother and I want to tell him what I see, what I saw.
What you saw.
Yeah, Myth, you're
Yeah.
not gonna believe this. But did you see what I saw?
I'm gonna be. It's a bit of a hard sell, little bro. A rat-like creature with a big tail. Like,
Yeah, it's nothing like the alien I saw in the movie. I I just watched today. It's nothing like that. It is it is a rat, but it has a face of a human, and it's it's all in the wrong order. The face.
oh, in the wrong order. I find that hilarious, but okay. I'm gonna be like, maybe it would help if you drew it out.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing
Can
this
I
is
draw?
You
like
with
as
your
you're like
little sketchbook.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing this is as you are like walking back to your house,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Walking back to the house. Our mom dropped us in front of the house, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So as we were walking, I'm assuming we'll make this type of small talk.
Yeah.
Since I know Dustin likes to draw a lot and scribble a lot on his notepad, I said maybe you could like draw it out. Maybe someone from the party can, will jog their memory.
Yeah.
Your friend there seems like was quite shaken when I asked was he from the party. He just nodded and just buggered off. Is he always like that? I seen you hang out with him often.
You mean Cyrus, the guy from?
Yes, he didn't introduce himself to me.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys know each other because yeah, around the same
I
age.
know he has always been a weirdo, but
Well, he is. We used to hang out a lot last time when we were
it used to. I thought he still does.
not as much as now.
Oh,
He's in high school. I'm in junior high. Yeah.
Junior high? Elementary.
Elementary.
You're 10.
You're in elementary.
You're 10 years
It's
old.
so elementary and middle school. So different school, but we knew each other back in math camp. We were very competitive at one point. I think I beat him during the competition, and that is when he decided not to talk to me anymore. At least that's what I thought. Till I see him today.
I don't know, Cyrus, are you that petty?
Yeah, he is a petty guy to me.
Okay.
Oh, to you.
That's your side of the story. Okay.
No other version. Sorry. Any other version is thrown out.
That's the only. That's the only version I get from Cyrus. So I'm like, huh.
Man,
To lose to a kid and being that salty.
my reputation.
Yep.
Yeah. How much do you know about him, Myth?
I just know from my notes, I remember that he's like the town creep, that he hangs around with people.
Oh wait.
And
No, this is in character.
yeah, in character. I know him as like the town creep, that's all.
Yeah, he is a creep and a petty guy.
Not even
I
here to
didn't know the
defend
petty
himself.
part.
Yeah, but I like him because he is the only one that could challenge me intellectually in math. Yeah, so I like it.
All right. So with that conversation, so Dustin, are you gonna attempt to draw?
I will attempt to draw. Yes.
All right. This will be. We'll say this is a brain check. We'll say the difficulty would be a 12. because even though you caught like a relatively clear glimpse, it is still very fast. So you're relying on like that very split-second memory to draw out what you saw.
Do I get any modifier?
You get a +1 because you saw it. Okay, so you get another adversity token. You drew something. Myth,
Proceeds to draw stick figure.
yeah, you saw what he drew, Myth, and it is a drawing.
Oh,
It is a drawing.
You don't get to know
next-
what of. You
Yeah,
don't get to
the next Da
know.
Vinci, that's what it is. The next Da Vinci.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
true.
Why does he have a tentacle coming out from his crotch?
That is the tail.
Oh boy. But yeah, you draw like it seems like a very childish drawing of a rat with a flat face and bulging things from its body and weird contorted. You cannot make sense of what your brother has drawn, Myth.
Kind of expected.
But anyway, and on that note, I'm gonna. Are the two of you gonna like go to sleep, or are you like gonna be
I'm
staying
gonna
up?
count. I'm gonna count the money
All right. And what about
from
you,
the
Dustin?
bag.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will probably spend the rest of the hours to convince Myth what what I'm trying to tell him how the monster looks like.
I'll try my
Probably
best
I
to
can't
not
say-
disappoint a 10-year-old by kind of agreeing to him like what he drew is the thing.
Okay.
But in my heart, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna believe that.
All right.
Because of my mother's scolding, I must set a good example. I'm praising him and like, oh yes. Maybe you can submit this to like an art director or something.
Oh my days.
Oh my god.
I'm trying not to disappoint the kid, man. I don't want to ruin his dreams.
All right, and with that, we are going to shift over to the SAR car ride, which actually would not be that long because you literally live like 3 blocks away
Yeah.
from the sheriff station.
Yeah, I don't live that far away.
Okay, so yeah, in the car after you got picked up, your dad is still wearing his doctor's outfit. He doesn't have his doctor's coat with him, but he's still very much dressed very professionally. The kind of outfit that he wears to work. And he's just in the car, and it was silent for quite a bit. Actually, I would say that the car ride is silent unless you decide to speak up.
It's just like not that far, isn't it? I don't think I say anything. I think I just kind of prop my elbow up against the car door, and then I put my hand underneath my chin, and I just like stare out the window.
All right. And you do notice, like, you can see, like, at the reflection of the window that your dad does look at you once or twice before stopping, both of you stopping in front of your house, which I'm guessing is probably, like, a nicer house, like, maybe, like, a bungalow or something. Wait,
What
did we
is a
establish...
bungalow again?
Did we establish what house you had last session when you went home for your protein shakes and salad lunch?
Did I describe how the house looks like?
I don't believe so. So you're free to describe your house now.
Oh, okay, because I have an idea of how my house looks like.
Oh, nice. Do it.
Okay, wait, I don't know if you've seen those kind of, like those Glenmary residence houses?
Oh, I have.
Like the 2-story houses?
Yeah, I've been
like
inside.
those kind of houses.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
like those kind of houses.
Ooh. So, and just with that,
houses.
this entire area where you live is now the rich part of the town.
Oh dear.
One of the rich part,
Okay.
because where the Vanderbilt residence here is also sort of like a very upper end section, but now this part is also a bit upper end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, so your dad sort of stopped the car in front of the car. Stop the car in front of the car. Stop the car in front of the house. And he's sort
Proceeds
of...
to have a accident.
And he leaves the engine idling and just sits there for a bit, and he sort of looks at you and he goes, "You all right there?"
Not really, but what can you do?
And he sort of like looks forward out the windshield for a bit and goes, "We do what we always do. We push on."
Wait, hold on. Question: do I
Yes?
still the monster nicked me, right?
No, it clocked you in the
Did it?
shoulder.
Clocked me in the
Yeah.
So is there like any physical injury there?
Your shirt is a bit your sleeve is a bit scuffed there, and I will say that at some point you sort of pull out. There is like a bit of a bruise on your shoulder, but nothing. This is nothing out of the ordinary as far as you can tell.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Make a brains check.
Oh,
We'll have this be
brains?
we'll have this be a 5 because your dad's a doctor.
Oh, I have to explode. You know,
Oh.
I'm not that smart. Oh. Did I? Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not that. I'm
Okay.
really not that.
All right, but you get an adversity token, and
Oh my god! My first adversity token. Yeah.
but you look at it's a bit bruised, like it's the kind of bruise that you've experienced before. You know, when you bump into something a bit too hard, that kind of stuff. Like just along your, nothing too serious.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Did I interrupt your shift?
Your dad sort of like hesitates for a bit, and he goes, "Yes, but I couldn't just very well let you walk home after what happened."
Well, it's not like our house is that far away from the station.
True. But still, Leon's not here. Gotta pick up the slack a bit. You gonna do all right?
Your dad just called you slack.
You know what he means. He's a doctor. He's not good with words.
Oh, he's not saying that. No, I know he's not saying that.
Yeah. You know what he means when he says slack.
Yeah. Are you going back to the hospital?
Yeah, I have a pregnancy at 5 o'clock.
Okay, well,
And he's
have a
already.
good shift.
Yeah. You'll do all right, champ. You're tough.
Okay. Well, see you, Dad.
And he gives you like a nod.
And I just open the car. I open the car door, and then I walk straight into the house. I don't look back. I just walk straight in.
You didn't close the. He leans over, grabs the door. And then,
I didn't close the door.
Yeah. And then he drives off back to the hospital, and you slam the front door shut, and you are now back inside your house. Your large, quiet house. And what do you do in this empty space?
First off, I head to the kitchen. I store away my plot bars that I got from Myth. Because I had that, and now I need to put them away. And then I'm just gonna open the. I'm gonna open the fridge. Just get like, I don't know. I'm not even thinking. I think I just grabbed like an entire like plastic tub of like salad, and I just grab like a dressing bottle, and then I go straight to my room. I toss my bag, and then I just like. Just like I just like Saf just drizzles like a little bit of dressing onto the salads because dressing is like the part with like more, you know, calories ish. I don't know this health stuff.
I don't too.
But then this time they just kind of like squirt like huge amounts of dressing into the salad, and they just sit on their bed just like scarfing down not scarfing down, actually. They're like eating it like one leaf at a time.
Alright.
Just staring out the window. Not even bothering to change or anything, just eating a salad
Hmm.
in the dark. They didn't even turn on the lights of their room, just sat down on the bed in this very dark room, eating a salad leaf by leaf while looking out the
So-
window.
Cinematic.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
I can imagine it.
and I'll say as you're like sort of like eating, you do not know how much time has passed, but at some point out the window along the street in front of your house. Like I would say that just for the heck of it, like your house is actually the door is along this road over here instead of on this main street, this arterial that goes across here. But
Yeah.
your window is facing that road, and I would say as you're like just staring eating, you notice that at some point like maybe like the sun is just beginning to crest, like the sky is like turning a bit blue as the sun is just on the cusp of rising. You begin to notice quite a number, begin to notice like cars driving along that road towards the east, just vroom, one after another, quite a number of them, more traffic along this road than you would have expected at this time of the day, or indeed at any time of Creek Hollow.
Yeah.
Yep. But that is what you notice. And now we're going to go over to our traumatized loner, Cyrus, who has been picked up by. You have been picked up by your mom, and you are now on the way home. And the drive is predictably as your mom just do the usual, asking like, "Are you okay?" That kind of stuff. And I'm guessing you don't answer in your usual way, or do you answer this time?
I'm gonna assume my mom knows who James is, right?
Yeah, she knows. It's safe to say that your parents don't really approve of your friend group, but yeah, she knows who he is.
I'm just gonna say James gone.
And you see her sort of like take a breath and, yeah, I heard. I'm so sorry, sweetie. I know he's a close friend of yours.
I could have stopped him.
And
If I was just more forceful, and I could have prevented it.
it's not your fault. You couldn't have known what was going to happen.
It is. It is my fault, and now
And you don't really see as you sort of like succumb to your emotions a bit, but your mom does give you a worried and sympathetic look on the rear view mirror as she continues driving you home. And eventually you arrive back at your home, park the car at your garage, and get out. And she sort of like leads you back into the house and goes, would you like me to prepare you something? Or, like pancakes? I know, it's breakfast for supper. Something to take your mind off of things.
no. And I'm just gonna walk to my room.
Oh, and your mom sort of like was a bit at a loss for words for a bit, but allows you to go back to your room. And you sort of like close the door shut, and you are now alone back inside your room. How do you feel, and what do you do?
I'm just gonna lay on top of my bed and just think. Just feel regret, for not stopping him. Even though, yeah, I guess it's just more remorse and a little bit of fear because of what he just saw and I just what killed James. It was just there's a mix of emotion. He's scared, sad, regret. Yeah.
All right. And so you sit there, and I will say that at some point of you just lying over there, I'm guessing you're not gonna go to school, right? As usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say at some point while you're lying on your bed, you do sort of like blacked out and fall and fall asleep. And your dreams are predictably bloody. You see flashes of what happened. James's look of horror as the creature jumped onto him and tear him apart, but in your dreams it is more vivid. You are standing right in front of him. He is staring at you, eyes wide, gasping as his guts is being torn to pieces by this large creature that you can see this creature clearly in your dream, but it's one of those that once you wake up, you don't remember what it is anymore. You know how, like, when you have dreams, when you wake up, it just fades really quickly.
Yeah.
So that is your impression. Like, all you remember are just like blurred splotches of and impressions of what it is. And in your nightmare, James is looking at you, and his soft whispering, gasping voice goes, "Why didn't you save me?" And that word haunts you as you wake up, and you can feel the sun on your face. And as you're like, sort of like, it scrunches your eye, you realize that the thumping in your head from what you assume was a headache is an actual thumping that you are hearing. And so you turn your head towards the direction, and you can see out of your window 2 figures standing outside. Your friends, Piper and Vince. They have climbed onto the roof, the front porch roof, and it is like leaning against the wall next to your window, and is like knocking against it and like peeking at you and like gesturing for you to come towards them.
Yeah. I'll walk towards it and just open the window for them.
All right, and as you do, I'll say that by this point it is probably like I'll say that you just fall asleep and until like around noon, and surprisingly to you for a second you register that your mom didn't wake you up. Your mom will usually try to wake you up whenever you sleep in, on the off chance that she can convince you to go to school. You never do, but she does it anyway. But today she did not do it, probably understanding what you have went through, and decided to just give you a break this one time. And so as you open the window, Piper just go, "Sup?" And then Vince looks at Piper, and then Piper's like, "What?" It's just, and then he looks at, "You doing okay, bud? Heard you were taken down to the station."
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have you guys heard that James gone?
And as you said that, like, the already somber mood sort of like becomes even more somber. And Vince, who, like, Piper, not someone who emotes all that well, but you can tell that she is like very melancholic, more melancholic than she usually is. Vince just straight up look distraught and goes, yeah, we heard. I'm sorry, Cyrus. I know you were very close with him. How you doing? He peeks in your room, just lounging around in your room.
Yeah. Not in the mood to do anything, to be honest.
Yeah, that's understandable. And then Piper goes, "But look, what happened to James was a tragedy. So, do you think that he would be the kind of person who would want you, his best friend, to stay cooped up in your room, angsting over him?"
No, but I just need some time.
And yes, as you say that, Vince and Piper sort of like gives each other a look a bit, and then they look back to you, and Piper says, "Have you heard the news?
What news?
Jack Farrier's in town." And as she says the name, you definitely know who Jack Farrier is. He is a very well-known horror movie director. That I would say, Cyrus, would you consider Cyrus to be someone who watches movies a lot?
Yeah, when they're hanging out together, they'll watch some movies too. Yeah.
All right, then you've definitely watched. I'll say that This is one of those times where probably like you are, the group, the four of you are still underaged, and then you decide to watch one of his movies in the theater, like just sneak in, the way teens or like young teens do, and then get like absolutely traumatized for watching an adult movie. It's sort of like fucked up one. Like Jack Farrow's movie tends to be a bit on the gorier and mind-bending side, and the four of you were a bit traumatized, even if a couple of you probably wouldn't admit it straight to each other. But it is one of the more, you will say, formative moment of your friend group together. One of the times that you sort of like played through it and had fun with each other. But yeah, so when Piper said Jack Farrow, you definitely know who he is.
Jack what again? Sorry.
Jack Farrier.
Jack Farrier.
Farrier.
Okay. You mean that Jack Farrier?
Yeah, the director, Kings of Shadow. We watched it like a couple of years ago. Was snuck in. Vince cried. James sort of like almost peed his pants. I was fine. And you were also cowering, if I remember correctly.
What is he doing in town?
Apparently, word is he's filming his new movie, and he's chosen Creek Hollow in order to wrap up his film for the climax scene. From what I'm hearing, I mean, you know how Mayor Vanderbilt is. Whenever one of these directors roll by, he makes an announcement, and it was like everywhere on the radios. And then you can see Vince sort of get a bit upset that barely 2 minutes for what happened to James and Robert and Jordan. And you know that that's just how it is here. Like, the mayor isn't really someone, like, he will make a token effort, but you know that he cares more about himself than anything. And so when a director, especially one as iconic and renowned as Farrier, arrives, you can bet your ass that he's gonna be all over it and spreading it, and probably trying to inform whatever news station that is around about it, to try to like drive more tourist traffic towards Creek Hollow. And so Piper said that. Yeah, so yeah, that's what Piper said, how you cowered behind the seats.
In Creek Hollow? Any idea where are they gonna shoot?
They're gonna be shooting in a couple of places around town, but from what I hear, the final shot of the day, which is gonna be at Mirror Falls, or like is apparently gonna be one of the inciting incident of the film, where one of the main characters get killed by some monster lurking in the dark. And then Vince sort of looks at Piper. How did you know all this? And then Piper just sort of, I have my ways. And then she looks back at you. So, let's say we crash the film set and see if Farrier really is all that. I'm sure James would appreciate it. You know how much he loves those films.
Do you just say they're gonna shoot at Mirror Falls?
Well, not at it, near it.
Huh. I guess it will help me take off, clear my mind a little bit.
Great. All right. Well, come on then. Why don't you get changed? You look a bit like a hobo, and I'm not having you walk around next to us like that. And then she just pulls the window shut before you can answer and leans against the wall and waits for you to change into better clothing that is not from last night.
Yeah.
So what is going through your head right now as you change? And I'm guessing go to the toilet to wash your face a bit too, since you haven't showered since yesterday.
I'm just thinking, should I tell the director about the monster, or they'll just think of me as someone who is crazy? Because I'm not good with strangers, right? So I'm like, you know what? They're probably not gonna believe me either way.
All right.
Just yeah.
With that thought, you change out of your dirty and soiled clothes into something fresher, rejoin Piper and Vince at the window, and eventually the three of you snuck your way out of your house and begin to make your way, following Piper's somehow insider information about where Ferry is filming for some reasons. She refuses to tell you where she's getting the info from. And with that, you head off. And now we are going to cut back to the Rodriguez brothers. And I'm guessing at this point, Dustin would probably be asleep. Or are the two of you still awake?
I will soldier through until like 5-ish a.m. and then I slept off.
Okay. And what about you, Myth?
I will finish looking at the money and then I will proceed to go to sleep.
Okay. And the two of you go to sleep, and your sleep is fitful and not racked with dreams like some of the others no doubt have. Until, Myth, you hear a commotion, and then this incessant sound that eventually pull you out from your sleep, and then you realize your doorbell is ringing. Like dung 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 dung.
I'm gonna look at the clock before I. What time is it?
I'll say by now it's probably I'll say this is noon.
Noon. Yeah, I'll get up. I'll wake up. Then I'll proceed to go. Open the door.
All right, and as you open the door, you see standing across from you is this fairly tall, heavy-set man with receding hairline, and his hair is like going a bit gray, and he has like this very strong features with like, you know, like he looks to be like in his maybe 60s or 70s, heavily wrinkled, squarish face, narrow, beady eyes, and he's wearing like this very professional looking suit of the color, which is like a bit white and like with a dark blue tie. And you can see behind him there is like a very nice, again, I know nothing about car, another car that looks fairly nice, and it is a car that you do not recognize, and you do not recognize this person. And as you open the door and he looks down at you, you see his face sort of like have this permanent scowl on it, as if like he's someone that is so used to just frowning at people that it eventually just stuck that way. And he looks at you,
Okay.
then he looks back inside the house. He goes, Rodriguez residence?
And you are.
All right, I'm sorry. He reaches into his pocket and then he pulls out a card. Howard Hanratty. And you take the card and he goes, producer of Warner Brothers. I would like to talk to your mother if she's home.
I'm gonna look back at the. Is there any sign that my mother came back that night?
No, she has not come home.
I'm gonna take the card. She might be still at work. Is there anything that I can help you with?
Yeah, and you looked at the card.
Good sir.
Yeah, it's like this simple white card with his name Howard Hanratty on it, and then you see producer, executive producer on it, and then when you turn it around, you see the logo of Warner Bros on it at the back, and he looks down at you, and you can see like he really doesn't like the fact that your mom's not here. Like he has the look of someone who doesn't want to be doing this, and now that you said that your mom's not here, his patience is, his already non-existent patient is wearing even thinner, and he goes, I suppose, look, in case you haven't heard, we're in town for
Wait. My
yes.
internet is fucking up again.
Oh, you're right there.
Okay, here.
Oh,
No,
hello. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, but it's very broken.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Like, is it
Oh, dear.
understandable what I'm saying?
It is understandable.
It's
over
like
here.
every 10 words you say, I can hear 3.
Oh Jesus
Oh.
Christ, that is actually very bad.
Oh dear.
Every 10 words you say, I can only hear 3.
Oh boy.
Is it just him or my over here as well?
Give me a moment.
I know the rest of you are fine. You know what? Actually, it's with this. Why don't we take a short 5-minute break while Miv sorts out his internet issue, and then we will come back soon. I will see you all soon. Bye.
Okay.
So, is the guy still in front of me?
Yep. Okay, so yep, back into the game. Yep, this guy is in front of you, so he's like going. Right. As you can see in my car, I'm a producer from Warner Bros. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've been moving in. We're filming for about a week or so here, and you can see like he really doesn't want to say this, but and then he goes, and we would. Is your brother Dustin Rodriguez home?
Ah,
Do I hear all this?
You're still. I would say that at some point you begin to stir.
why?
Yeah, but you don't know yet. So go, and then he goes, and you can see like the handwriting just sort of like sighs a bit because Jack Ferrier would like to hire him to play a minor
Oh,
character
it's not
for
because
his
I'm saying
film.
why. My internet is fucking up again.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
that was
dear.
so well timed
Very
And-
fortunate timing.
and
I-
ill timed as well.
I thought it was a response, to be honest.
Yeah, same as well.
Half thought it was response, half thought it was, oh, maybe internet.
Oh, Meph, are you there?
He's struggling.
Our dealer is struggling. Oh no.
I will pretend to be my big brother now.
Oh no.
10-year-old.
Oh my god.
It's just like Conan with the
Okay.
freaking bow tie.
Oh.
I guess while he is, MIA, we will move over to Saf for a bit and do their bit before we go back to the Rodriguez brothers.
Oh,
Oh, he's gone.
he's gone.
Yep, he's gone. All right, so we will go back to Saf, so after you finish your sad food, what do you
Wait,
do?
wait. I am going to skip my oh my god, it hurts me just to say this. They're gonna skip their morning jog, like morning workout,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just gonna get ready for school. Is
Oh.
there school? They're gonna go to school.
Okay. Yeah, so you get ready, and then so that means you had no sleep.
Nope.
All right. So
I
you
just noticed the sunrise, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get ready for school. And then I just kind of go on with my routine, minus the exercise part.
All right, so you make your way to school, and indeed, school is still in session, but you do notice that by the side of the front gate, there is a memorial shrine that has been set up with flowers and photos for both James and Jordan, with like candles lit in visual, those visual candles, yeah, lit along the side. And you can see there are a couple of people standing there, sort of like offering their prayers or respects. Some of them, as really like more so Jordan than James, receive like maybe like a photo being placed, or like some kind of like those like little action figures that Jordan likes. Those green color army men. Like Jordan is obsessed with those. You can see like a couple of his, a
God.
couple of his friends put a couple of them around his shrine as well. You can see like it is centered with his very goofy smiling face in the middle of the shrine, and then there's like, you know, the words like "remembered, not forgotten," "rest in peace," like written along the sides of the shrines. What do you do?
There are people there, right?
Yeah, a couple.
Couple of people. Anybody I know?
You do notice like a couple of like the other jocks, like not those that you know personally, like you've interacted with them before, but you do see at some point, as you're like sort of like you do stand at the shrine for a bit, do you?
Mm, I think I give it like a glance, like a 2-second glance, and then I walk off.
All right. In that case, you do not see anyone you are familiar with as you just head into school. And I would say before school, when school starts, instead of going to your usual class, all of the students are called to your sort of like an assembly hall, which I'll just say for the purpose of this, because Creek Hollow is a small place, it is like out in the open, you know, like out at the I would say by the volleyball field, you know, with like a lectern at the front, and you can see like the principal is there, like, you know, doing the usual, like giving the speech, like, I'm sure you all know why we're here. There's been a tragedy that has happened to our community. Two of our young minds, Jordan Harris and James Hudson, has been ruthlessly taken from us. I would like us to spend a minute to offer a moment of silence for them. And so, you know, those kind of thing, you know, whenever like a tragedy strike. And so that is basically what happened in the school.
Yes.
And it is I'm guessing you do not like this at all, like just this.
No, I'm just standing there in just like complete disinterest, just kind of floating there.
And eventually the moment of silence ends. The assembly is called to an end, though at the last bit of it, the principal does say something along the lines of, if any of you would like someone to talk to, the school counselor is available. You can make up an appointment anytime. And with that, dismissed, and all of you go off. And as you're like sort of like heading back to your classroom, like everything is in a haze for you. Some of the other students, by this point, you know, rumors spread fast. So you do get like a couple of, you know, I'm sorry, my condolences to you. You know, people know that you are friends with Jordan, but I guess most of it just sort of like whiz you by. You don't really acknowledge it.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I just go like, I that, and then I roll my eyes and then keep walking.
Yeah, and the rest, sort of the first half of the school day, sort of like, I would say most of it goes by like fairly, like you don't even acknowledge much. Like even in class, like there's just this air of like, almost, I would not say tension, but just the air is heavy. Like even the teachers, when they're teaching and the students are not paying attention, they are not as firm or strict with it. But for you, nothing is absorbing. You just can't stop thinking about what has happened. Like you are numb,
Yeah.
just going through the motions at this point. And before you know it, class ended with the final school bell. But and like the school bell rings, you're like sort of like just automatically standing up and walking out of the classroom. And it takes you a while to realize that someone is calling your name, because you're like, at this point, you're sort of like numb to it all. Like you're tired of people giving their condolences, saying they're sorry, that you sort of like just tune out any sound that resembles your name, until eventually the voice gets close enough and you realize that it is Paula calling for you. Do you stop?
From behind me?
Yeah, from behind you, as you're like sort of like making your way out of school.
Okay, I realize that it's Paula, and then I just kind of turn around, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm like kind of glad to see her, so I just give her like a little smile, and I'm just like, I give her a little smile and a little wave.
And she's
Then
right.
I like slow down my
Yeah.
walking.
She stops in front of you, and you can see like there's like tension in her shoulders. Like you can definitely tell that she also did not sleep. Like the eye bags under her eyes is very big, and she looks very worn and tired. And she's just like looking at you, and you feel like she's like trying to almost like lighten the mood, but she goes, "You look like shit."
Well, you look like shit too.
I guess so. Yes. And she sort of like looks around for a bit. It doesn't seem real, huh? Like two of our friends are just dead and we're just going on like nothing happened.
Huh? Because nothing happened. We're just going to school, and school is just another thing we have to go through.
Walk with me.
Where are you going?
I don't know. I just don't want to go home right now.
Okay. I'll walk with you.
All right, and you follow her. The two of you leave the school gate behind and just begin to walk aimlessly around in silence for a bit. Like she has her hands inside her hoodie that she sort of like pulls in close, even though it's summer. And she's sort of like looking around. And for most of the early parts of this little impromptu walk, both of you don't speak to each other, just sort of just strolling about. And then at some point, Paula just go, I can't get it out of my head. His scream. I couldn't sleep. I keep hearing it.
I roll my eyes and I'm just like, can we not talk about this, please?
Right. I'm sorry. And then she sort of tried to look around, tried to like almost like desperately clutching for a topic to talk about. And it's at that point she sort of like sees a car driving through, a car that both of you are unfamiliar with, and then she just says, "Lots of new people in town. Did you hear? Some big shot director is here shooting his film."
At a time like this, wow, I wish this movie much success.
I mean, from what I hear, his movies have been a success since the beginning. Not that I've watched any of them. Horror's not really my thing.
Yeah, me neither.
You want to go watch?
Watch what?
You know, they're walking around, filming at different locations. Want to just drop by and see what it's all about? And you can see the way she asks, like, she doesn't... This is not an activity she wants to do. She just wants the distraction.
I like look at her and then I kind of like walk in front of her. I stop. I just kind of like stop her, like face her, stop her from like walking, and I just look at her, squint, and I'm just really?
Yeah, I mean, it's not every day a director just stops by in town, you know? Want to see what it's like.
Okay. This is something that you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you know where these locations are?
I'm sure if we follow the trail of really, really nice cars, we'll stumble upon them one way or another.
I just take a deep breath. I'm just okay. Well, you lead the way. I have no idea where anything is. So
All right. And the two of you begin to walk aimlessly again. And with that, we will go back to Miv. Are you here?
Yes, I am here finally.
Okay.
I'm using my mobile data. I
Oh,
am so fed up with my internet.
Oh shit.
The personal hotspot is so real.
Yeah, I'm opening a hotspot.
I appreciate your sacrifice. It will be remembered.
It's okay. I have unlimited internet.
Oh shit. Okay, I
Oh,
do not
shit, no,
appreciate your
right.
sacrifice because it is not a sacrifice.
Ah,
But
I
yes.
have unlimited mobile data.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, so we cut back to you standing in front of this producer, Howard Hanratty, who just said that he wants to speak to your brother.
Yeah. Remove the part when I said why. I was cursing at my internet.
Okay.
Not why you need to see my brother.
All right.
Immediately, I'm gonna like go into the house.
Mm-hmm. And
Is my brother asleep?
yeah, as far as you can tell, no movement upstairs. But I'll say at this point, Dustin, you are just waking up, and you can hear like voices coming down from below.
You see very hurried footsteps coming up above, man.
Yep. Like dung 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 dung.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
oh,
tuk,
you're
tuk,
just
tuk, tuk,
leaving
tuk.
him at the door?
No. I'm gonna go up and pick him up, regardless how awake or how asleep. Oh, I'm gonna say, hold up a moment, and then I will proceed to rush up to fetch Dustin.
As you walk away, he's like, oh, all right, I'll be here. Wasting my time.
1 minute. 1 minute.
All right, so you go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you go to Dustin's room. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna wake up. You're gonna be a movie star. I'm gonna pick you up and then I'm gonna start running.
I'm a what?
You don't even get a chance. That's all you say as he
No,
drags you
don't
down.
get no chance. Yeah.
And then stop in front of you. So this is Dustin, I take it?
And do I see the car?
Yep, you see a very nice car.
And I go whoa to my brother again.
All right.
Yes, just like South's parents' car. Yes. I'm gonna like nod.
All right, and he goes, all right, so we don't usually do this, but apparently what Jack says, Jack gets because he's Anyway, so Dustin, this would be better if your mom is here, but how old are you, son? And he looks at you, Myth.
I'm 10 years old. Actually,
Oh, it looks
Yeah,
at me.
Yeah.
17.
He looks at you and goes, good enough. So
wait.
we
this is against the law.
yeah, babe. This is a bit impromptu, but
My mom is gonna kill me.
yeah.
Oh,
But
definitely.
But Jack Farrier, the director at Miller's Film, would like to hire you, and he points at you, Dustin, for a short gig as a guest, as a minor in a minor role capacity in his film.
Jack Miller? Am I going to star in one of
No,
the
Jack
Alien
Farrier.
movies?
The company he's part of is Miller Films.
Okay, I probably do know the big company names, but I'll pop the question. Am I going to star in the Alien movie?
Well, easy there, cowboy. You're not playing the main role. You're just gonna be one of those background characters, though yours is gonna be a bit more important for one particular scene.
That is badass. I'm going to tell my friends, Parker.
Great. So, and then he's gonna reach into his briefcase that he's had with him, and he pulls out a contract and he hands it to you. Miv, and goes, "Have your mom read through this and sign it."
I can sign right now.
Oh no! No!
You are
That's
not.
not legal.
Look, as much as I would like to just get this over with, look, I'm not gonna lie. I spoke out against this, hiring a random person in the middle of nowhere to appear in a film, even in a minor capacity. I don't like it, but the casting director, who apparently scouted out this area for a bit, whispered in Jack Farrier's ear, and Jack Farrier listens to whatever his casting director says, and now he has sent me a producer to personally come to your house to hire you for a minor role. I don't know why I am here instead of one of the interns, but here I am. So we're gonna do this by the book regardless of what I feel about it. So get your mom to sign this and you can begin working.
Whoa. Hang on there, mister. Am I going to get paid by this Jack guy?
Of course you will be. I am the producer. I handle the payment.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're 10 years old. You won't know.
Okay. Yeah. But I think Dustin knows the importance of money.
Yeah. Yep. And you just look at the script, like you can see that it is like I'm guessing like maybe you're just gonna flip through the script, the contract for a bit, right? And you do not understand any of it, but you do notice at one point it says for Dustin's appearance, he's for per hour at the. So he's gonna be like a contract base because for minor roles, people usually brought on for a bit and they'll just get paid for that role. And so the price from there, it says it is about approximately 500 USD per hour for
500
appearance.
For appearance.
Yes.
Wow. That's mighty big.
Yes.
For a... Do I know this? Like, is it like unnaturally a big amount?
To you,
Oh, I have
any
no
money
idea.
more than 50 is a lot for you.
Yeah, I mean, in that industry, do I know that is it paid way too much? Or I have no idea because I have no idea in showbiz.
Oh god, 3 people just redeem hydrate back to back. Okay, even then to you, 500. You like it doesn't really say 500 USD per hour. It just says 500 USD for Dustin's appearance in the film.
As I asked that question, I flipped through the pages and I saw that, and quickly I fold back the papers and try to play smart. And smart guy, as I'm trying to be, I fold back the pages, and I look at my brother, and I tell the mister, good sir, I will talk about this with my brother and my mother. We'll get back to you.
All right.
Playing distance and playing smart.
And also, I can't believe I'm
And
saying
hide the
this.
excitement.
But Jack Ferrier, before you make your decision to sign the contract, would like to invite you and your brother and your mom, but I'm guessing she's not around, to come visit the set for the day so that you can get a feel of what it's like. Would that be acceptable for you two? And he says that with a very dead look in his eyes. He really doesn't want to do this.
Cool. We can go right now. We can call mom right away. As I'm, I said this to the mister and half looking to our brother.
All right.
Gesturing.
I'm gonna look at this thing with what?
I mean, you have a
We
house
have
phone.
no phone.
You have a house
Oh,
phone.
we have a house phone? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we don't have that too.
No, you do. You have those wired landline phones.
Landlines.
Yes.
The wall phones.
Yep, those that you have to put into ear and you have to hear the boom before you can type any numbers. Yep, millennial things.
Yeah. And I'm gonna look at the. You mean right now? I'm gonna look at.
I mean,
Howard.
do you have a car? And do you know where we're filming? I can drive you all. I'm your personal chauffeur for the day. And he says that it pains him to say that.
Okay. Give me a few minutes. Can I have the address of where we're going so that we can inform our mom?
We're going to be traveling around. We are not leaving Creek Hollow. We're filming in a couple of different locations. But if you would like me to write this, he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out and scribbles like a couple of locations and hands it to you. All right, are you satisfied now, young man?
In my head, I'm thinking through these few things.
Mm-hmm.
Should I or should I not call? Should I just leave a note
That is up to you.
Stick it on the.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking aloud.
Oh my god. Don't
I'm
do
gonna
this
do
to
that.
your mom. Oh my god.
Wow.
I don't know what to do. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I choose the hard place.
Yep. Make your decision.
I'm gonna take that note, the list of places we're gonna be.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it on the countertop. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Are you leaving the contract at the house? Or are you bringing it with you?
At the house.
Okay. So are you on the
Along
table
with
as well?
along with the name card as well. I'll
Okay.
put it in neatly so people can see where are we going. I'm gonna write a little note also, like saying that we are going on to with this guy to visit some places where Dustin may be working. And then I draw 3 big money signs at the bottom.
All right.
Oh my god.
And with
I'm gonna
that,
give your mom a heart attack.
and with that, you follow this very disgruntled man to his very nice white Ferrari? Question mark.
Ferrari?
Follow a stranger.
Just use a Benz. I think the Benz
Yeah,
will
a
be
Mercedes.
nice.
Yeah, a Mercedes-Benz definitely exists in the 90s because Hotel California
Yeah.
mentioned a Mercedes-Benz and their songs from the 80s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Yep.
go into his white Benz and he, like, I'm guessing like if Myth, you try to go into the you try to go into the front seat. He's like, no, sit at the back with your brother. No, you're not tarnishing the seat. And so
Yeah,
the
then
two
I'm gonna, oh.
yeah, and the two you hop into the back. He goes, all right, here we go. And he begins to drive off. And with that, we are going to cut back to Cyrus. You, Piper, and Vince are just like, you're just following Piper's lead at this point, and as you like being brought back, you eventually come upon like I'll say it is around this part of town over here, like just at the edge of the forest along this road over here is where Piper leads you to. And as you approach, you can see like there's more and more commotion, and eventually you can see like there are like quite a number of cars parked along the side of the street, and there are like a couple of like, you know, those like not necessarily like tapes, but just like people like areas that is like just pulled off from the rest of the public, and you can see like there are like quite a number of people, like this is not a huge production, this is mostly indie, so you can see like a couple of dozen people in that area as you approach, like just talking with each other, walking around and things like that. You can see like there are like light fixture set up for shooting, people holding with like headphones, holding like boom mics and like cameras around. And as you sort of arrive Piper, so I said, all right, here it is. Now we just gotta sneak our way in. You ready? She looks at you, Cyrus.
Sneak pass?
Yeah, I mean, they're not just gonna let us walk in. We just gotta, you know, these kind of production, they usually get runners from the town around. We can just pretend to be one of them if we are ever caught, but we are not gonna be caught because we are not gonna look as panicked as Vince. And he points at Vince, who is like breaking out in cold sweat, because we're gonna look like we belong. And that is the key to blending in places you are not supposed to be at.
Wait, so we're at this spot right now, right?
Yeah,
Around
where there's like a cell. It seems like an alley shot, from what you can tell.
Huh. Let's do this.
All right, and I would like you, Cyrus, to make a make a flight check. This is very
Flight.
busy, so we'll say this is a 3.
Flight. Wait.
Oh, is it not rolling?
Yeah, wait, let me just. Oh, okay.
Isn't there a
I see it now.
modifier? You have
Yeah.
to.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
Um.
Oh,
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
You get an adversity token.
Yes, you do.
I do.
All right, so this is what happened. The three of you walked in. You managed to think about, because this is very busy. You get some people like talking about, say, setting up and stuff like that. So you walked in, and as you were just walking around, like trying to, you thought that you managed to pass into the busy area, and all of you just straighten up and start walking around. And as you do, Piper's eyes is like, she's like looking around, taking everything in, and she has like this almost like mischievous smile on her face, and then she looks towards one side and goes, "Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me." She tries to lean back and accidentally bumps into Vince, and Vince's like, "Ah, what's the big idea?" And then as all of you turn towards to look, you can see also standing near where at another part of where sort of like the boundary where the filming is, you see Seth and Paula, Piper's older, more responsible sister. And so just for a brief flashback, we'll go to Seth and Paula. So the two of you walked around for quite a bit. Like, Paula does not know where it is being filmed. She's just following whatever fancy car she sees occasionally putter along the road as her only source of navigation. She doesn't really try to make any small talk as she walks. She's just mostly taking... You gather that she's using this as an excuse to just kill time so that she doesn't have to be at home. So she doesn't mind the time wasting. But what mood does that put Saf in? As you're just walking aimlessly around town.
Well, I think they definitely like it more than all the somber people telling them like condolences and everything. So I think they're kind of loosening up a little bit, trying to have a little fun, maybe just like hopping around here and there, maybe like doing those little like, you know, like races, just like those tiny little races like in walking. That's
yeah, Paula
like
does,
a little playful, like just like a little playful.
yeah, like Paula does it, but like she knows that when she first approached you, that you were sort of like, you know, a bit standoffish, so she was sort of like treading on eggshells for most of this journey. But as you sort of like engage in that, she started to loosen up and play along. She started smiling a bit more and sort of like walk her, you know, just those play racing as teens do. And eventually she sort of looks towards, "Oh wait, I think that's it." And then she begins to like sort of like do a light jog in the direction that she saw what she thought she saw. I'm guessing you follow as well.
Yes, I do follow.
And as you follow, you see you are approaching the same alley, but sort of like from a different angle, and you can see like there's a lot of people there. Like there are like those foldable chairs and tables set up around, people lounge sitting, some people reading. Like there's about like 24 people here. 2 to 3 dozen people. Some of them reading things, talking to each other, hauling like crates and like equipment around, adjusting stuff. But a lot of people are just like talking. There's just a cacophony of voices overlapping. And Paula just looks, "Whoa, I've never seen a film set before. It looks busy."
Well, they got a lot of things to shoot, I bet.
Yeah, so, And then she's sort of like, you can see like there's like this gear turning in her head for a bit. You can, for some reason, you saw like guilt go into her face, and then resolve, guilt again, resolve, and then it settles on resolve, and she turns towards you. "So, want to take a closer look?"
Excuse me, what?
You know, all these people, they're busy doing their thing. I'm sure they won't notice if two extra people are inside wandering around. They'll just think we're part of the crew.
I just like gesture my hands to like how she looks and how I look with both our backpacks on, and I'm just like, we look like students.
She takes off her backpack, looks around at the alley, stows it behind like a dumpster. There, problem solved. Come on.
Oh my god.
She looks at your backpack. Come on, take it off.
Oh my god, I can't believe you're making me do this. And I just check off my backpack. I'm like, okay. I'll follow you.
She takes it from you and puts it at the side. All right, I've never done this before. I'm actually kind of excited. Don't tell my sis. I can understand why Piper does it so often. Don't tell her I said that though. If you ever see her, yeah. And then, as she's like about to sneak in, you saw her freeze. Oh, no.
What?
And then you
What?
follow her gaze, and you look, and you see, just standing not a mere 10 feet from you, a trio of students that you recognize from your school. One of them is Cyrus. The other one is Piper, Paula's sister.
Oh my god.
And that Paula, without even caring about the people around, just walk right up to Piper and goes, "What are you doing here?" And then Piper's like, "I could ask you the same thing. Skipping school, are we?" And then Paula's like, "School's over." And then Piper's like, "All right, I haven't been. I forgot what time school ends." And then Vince is like, what is happening right now?" And Cyrus, how are you responding to this?
I'm just gonna step a few steps further away from the situation, trying to get myself out of that.
And
spot.
as you do, Piper's gonna reach out a hand to grab at you. Where do you think you're going? You're looking very suspicious, and she yanks you back. Do you fight her?
I don't know you.
What are you freaking furious and turns over you? And at this point, you hear a voice goes, "Who the hell are you?" And then all the 5 of you just turns and can see one of the crew members, like this very stern looking man looking down at the 5 of you. "Well, come on, speak up." All right, so Cyrus and Seth, do you say anything as this man catches the 5 of you in action, red-handed?
Sir, she was just, and I'm gesturing to Paula. I'm just like, she's just looking out for her sister. Her sister likes to run off and everything. So just, we'll be out of your hair. So I got a finger gun again. I'm just like, we'll be out of your hair real quick.
That the finger
right
gun
here,
does.
so.
This is gonna be a 17 charm check from you, Seth.
17?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
That's
That
a
is
nice
really bad.
after my one.
That
You-
is really bad.
You have a D20, right?
Oh,
in
yeah,
charm.
yeah, I do.
That's actually awful. Okay, so the good news is you get another adversity token.
Don't I like really fail at this? Isn't there like numbers and stuff to like the degrees of failure?
Yes, this is foobar would be a word I would use.
Oh,
But thankfully the stakes are not that high here. Like if you roll a 2 on a 17 check in a life or death situation, that is 1 dead Saf. But but the stakes here is not that high. So this is what happens. The guy is like looking at you and he goes, "All right, you must be the new runners that we got in town. All right, come on. You're not supposed to be here. You're all supposed to." And then he sort of like pulls Vince and Piper off, "The 2 of you," and then he hands them like sort of like points them like towards one side. "All right, grab those drinks and distribute them over there." And then he puts a hand on your shoulder, Saf, and puts you this. "You, I need you to bring this to. Oh God. Wait, let me look at. I need you to bring this to Simmons. All right, go. Turns you around and pushes you aside, and then turns towards you, Cyrus. "All right, I'm gonna need you." And points to Paula to follow me. "All right, come on, chop." And Cyrus, do you follow?
What did I get myself into? Yes, I'm gonna follow.
All right, you follow. And Paula reluctantly follows around. And she has the face of a goody two-shoe who does a bad thing for the first time and is immediately punished for it. You know that look, right? I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about.
Oh goodness, yes.
And Paula, as she's being led away alongside Cyrus following this random guy, she looks at you, Sam, and gives you a very apologetic look, and it gives you like two very sad thumbs up.
And I just like smile and I just like shrug. And then I'm like, and then you can see the confusion in my face as I'm like, who the hell is Simmons? I
And
don't
with
know
that,
actors.
yeah, and with that, we are going to cut to the white Benz pulling up near as
Oh
you
my God.
yeah, as you can see Sav going like, who the hell is Simmons? And you sort of like begin to wander around this makeshift film set. The white Benz stop, and then inside Howard goes, well, here we are. And then he opens the door and waits for the two of you to get out and go, behold where the magic happens. And the two of you see the exact same thing that the others have seen, like a very busy, only about 2 to 3 dozen people, but it looks so busy. Like it's almost like there's this very high octane frenetic and energy in the air. Like you would think that they were making an action movie if you didn't know that Farrier makes horror movies, which I'm guessing it was just something that you will probably pick up from the small talk with Howard in the car, or you will probably know just from cultural osmosis because he is a fairly famous director. But yes, the Rodriguez, you are now at the film set. What do you do? Or how do you react, basically?
The film set is this the one here, right? Or
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, this opening
it's
over
the
here.
same one that all of us, right?
Yeah, but you do not see the others yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure that I have 24 hours. My eyes will be set on the brother. Make sure that Dustin doesn't go missing or doesn't get kidnapped.
All
I
right.
need to be responsible while not being responsible.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
sure my brother see me
Yeah.
go, whoa.
Okay. Yeah, as you read that, Howard again. All right, so Jack is currently not here. He is doing his own little like insert shoot. He does it with quotation marks somewhere else. So his assistant director is helping him film the main part, setting things up here before he comes back. So you're probably not going to see him until later in the night. So I guess feel free to just look around. The people here know about the weird dark horse casting that your director did, so just don't get in the way, all right? I don't want to be responsible for delaying the shoot. Can I
Are we
count
gonna
on
see
you?
the alien today?
Sorry, what was that?
Are we gonna see the alien today?
No. Well,
Alien monster.
and as you say that, he's sort of like, well, if you can stick around till nighttime, then you might.
Yes, we're
So-
gonna stay.
Yeah, so you better behave, all right? Or I'm gonna have to send you home.
No.
No.
We need to get back before mom comes home.
And with that, the two of you sort of like have free reign over the film set. So just I would say because the two of you have free reign over it, we'll go into like a little montage of what the two of you are up to while the other two of your companions are basically slaving away as unpaid runners, because you're not gonna get paid because they think you're runners but you don't have a contract. So yeah,
Yeah.
Saf and Cyrus are basically doing free labor right now.
Yay.
Oh, reach out labor.
Yes.
You're gonna sue them.
Yep. But yes, so what are you two up to, the Rodriguez bros?
Do we see them?
No, you don't, like among like all the people here, like they just sort of like blend in and you are a bit too wowed by what's going on here. So we'll say like in the early stages you don't see them yet.
How big is the set?
I'll think like
So-
this is fairly big. Like I say it is an alleyway, but it is more like a small little nook. Think of it as like, you know, where like rows of houses back to back, but then one house is missing. That kind of area, and plus the alleyways of the buildings behind it. So this entire area is just cornered. It is fairly big. Like you can see, like there are also like small little tents set up. Not really tent, like you know those stilts that you can put, and then there's like an umbrella on top, like just an open air roof, if that makes sense. Like yeah, so there are like a couple of those set up here and there. There are like people sitting underneath there, like with their with their film set and stuff like that, calibrating stuff behind the scenes in preparation for the shoot that has not happened yet.
Whoa! And I looked to my brother. Did you hear we're going to meet the alien tonight? And the money's good. Think about it.
You gotta look at no. You don't understand, Dustin. We need to get back before mom gets home. For you and me, we won't even get to go out, let alone seeing the alien.
You did leave a note there. That's what the note does.
And
I'm
before
gonna have a sense of guilt drown over me. I'm like,
yeah, and as Myth is having a responsible older sibling crisis, Dustin, you hear a voice go, "Oh, someone the same age as me," and then you look towards it and you can see this boy, maybe about like 2 to 3 years older than you, Dustin, and he walks away and he has this like shock of like brownish blonde hair. This he has a very like, you know, those soft boyish look to him, like a kid like in the midst of like a growth spurt. And he has like this very charming smile on his face, and he's like dressed in like sort of like a simple hoodie and slacks, and he walks up to you. Oh, and he walks like, "Oh, you must be that person that Jack wanted to cast from Creek Hollow, right? What's your name? Dustin, is it?"
Yeah. I'm Dustin, and you must be.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then he's gonna hold out his hand towards you and reach out. Do you shake his hand?
I shook his hand.
Now, he grabs your hand and begins to shake you. You know, the full body shake that you can feel all the way to your joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that, and he goes, "Oh, I'm Leon Walker. I play one of the supporting characters in this film, Colin."
Hi, Leon. Yeah. Here. Me too. Me too. Me too.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, cool. I hope we are going to meet the alien tonight. Are you
Oh.
staying tonight?
Oh, as you said that. Oh, well, technically it's not an alien, but he sort of looks around, like doing like this faux conspiratorial look. Yeah, we're gonna see the monster, all right. And guess what? Tonight, they're gonna be filming my death scene to the monster. There's gonna be prosthetics involved and fake blood and pumps and stuff. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. Are you gonna be there to watch?
I am going to watch your death scene. I'm going to see you die.
Oh, wow.
Not
My
ominous at all.
God.
Yeah, I can tell we're gonna be good friends. So have they told you like how many scenes that you're gonna be around for? Are you gonna be here for the whole shoot or just here for today?
I don't know, but I saw the money's good. That's why I'm here. And I get to see the alien, so hard to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Jack Fair is very, very liberal with his money spending. You know, he's like one of those auteur directors. He says he wants to make a movie, and all the production house just gives him whatever money he wants. So he's very. That's why, you know, it's how I got this job. Like, I was basically a nobody. Like, I've appeared in like a film or two, but they weren't really successful. And then he just came to me and hired me to play a supporting character in one of his films. You know, like, this is my big break. This could be yours too. Have you thought about filming?
Yeah, man, I'm so jealous at you. Can you if you can you ask Jack to kill me in the next scene? Because I want to have the same I
Oh,
want
Oh my
you
God.
to watch me die as well.
I mean,
Oh my
Don't-
God.
I mean, I have read the script, and if I am understanding what role that you're playing, then oh, you're gonna get a really cool scene. All right, I'll leave it to you for you to find out when you get the script. Yeah, keep something so it can't leave you in suspense a bit.
No,
Oh, and who's this tall fellow here?
that's my brother. His name is Mitu.
Oh.
He's
Oh, hello, Myth. I'm Leon. He extends a hand towards you and flashes you a winning smile. If his teeth would gleam like a cartoon, it would.
oh
Yeah, I'll just shake his hand. So you're the lead, I assume.
No, I'm just a supporting role. The lead is he looks around here somewhere. I'm sure you've heard of him. Derek McAllister. appears in a lot of romantic comedy. International heartthrob he is. And
I know him.
I would say that you've heard of him before. Like he's appeared in like I said, a couple of like I would say that your mom kind of enjoys watching like romantic comedies, and so you have seen the name Derek McAllister in like credits, in like opening and end credits of films before. So you probably will know what he looks like if you see him. And so Leon looks around. Oh wait, he's not here today. Today, I think they're filming for the female lead, Michelle. Wait, Michelle's the name of the character. Maya Lynn Simmons. Yes, that's her name. She should be around here somewhere, reading her script before Farrier comes back and we get the shoot going. So are you gonna be filming as well, or are you just here to watch after your brother?
More of a guardian role.
Oh, good. Yeah, my parents are here. I think they're like staying in a motel. They just left me here for a bit while they go see the sights.
Sights.
Part of me like, okay, there is actually some kids here, so okay.
What?
I feel less stressed.
All right, so what say I show you around?
Cool.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
sure.
Great. And he sort of begins to
If it
okay.
doesn't take up too much of your time.
Oh, don't worry. We still have Fairy's not here yet, so we're not filming. I've already memorized my line, so I'm cool like that. And then he begins to... All right, so here is where... And here's our sound guy, and he begins to lead you. And as he leads you off, in the background, off towards one side, Cyrus, you and Paula are being asked to cart like heavy machinery from the truck to the set. So
Wow.
you are holding one end of this this like large like reinforced crate, while Paula is on the other end holding. And Paula is like, you know, she's the captain of the females volleyball team, so she's holding her own. But on your end, you're just like, I would like you to make a brawn check. This will be a 7. Okay, not 7, a 5. A 5 brawn check.
+1 modifier, so I'm gonna add that.
Yes.
I got 2 adversities, so never mind.
Okay. All right. So you, Cyrus, not one for sports, but you are able to hold your own against it. You're like, your muscle is like shaking, but you're like just persevering and just carrying it through. And Paula is like, all right, watch yourself, careful, someone's behind you. 3 o'clock, come on, turn. Okay. And then you all begin to push, and then you brought it to underneath one of these like a pagoda, small pagoda like tents, and drop off the equipment. One of the guys over there sort of gives a nod to you. And as you sort of say, you can see like Paula is like stretching. Who knew working in film could give quite a workout?
What am I even doing here? I'm just sighing and just ignore Paula.
Yeah, what are you doing here? And why are you with my... I've seen you with my sister before. And she's just looking at you, you know, that older sister look.
I got dragged here.
Did you
I
now?
was I mean, you know your sister better than me. You know this is something that you would do.
She sort of gives you a long look, right? Like, you're right. She really is living in her own world, doing her own thing without a care. You know, I worry about her, you know. She sort of looks at you. I was about to say that you seem like a nice person, but then I remember some of the shit I've heard about you. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's true or not, but, you know.
It is what it is, and you should worry about your sister. She is probably using some substance that she should not be using.
Whoa.
Yes, I am.
Whoa.
I am very well aware that she smokes weed. I can smell it on her every time. It's not like she's hiding it. She flaunts it to our parents as her.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, Cyrus, you feel in the back of your head a tally mark slash into your back for your backstabbing of your gang.
Bitch.
Oh.
Wow.
You caved instantly. Like
Yeah.
you didn't even like hold back. Like
Are
I'll
you
never
even
talk.
a 15-year-old right now?
Straight up
Oh,
ratted his friend.
I'm
Yeah.
snitching.
Are you even a 15-year-old now if you're snitching on your buddies? Wow.
We're not that
But-
close. I was
Yeah.
close with James.
Wow.
Well, all right. So you can see like as she says that, she sort of looks you look, and then she gets like this contemplative look on her face, and she sort of leans and go, "Look, so I gotta ask, you know, those rumors about you being in the cult true?" And as she asks that, before you even get a chance to answer, the same guy that drank it, "Oi, why are you two standing there? Come on, we got more stuff to carry. Come on. And then Paula is like, "Oh, this conversation isn't over." And then she begins to follow, and you are also dragged along, like, more carrying. And now we are gonna cut it to Saf. What are you doing?
And trying to find who the hell Simmons is because I don't know any movie people at all. I don't watch movies. I mean, I watch movies, but like I'm not like a movie fanatic.
All right. So how are you attempting to find Simmons?
What was I given again?
You were given a script.
Oh, okay, so then I can assume it's an actor. So I'm probably, are there trailers or anything?
No, this place is not big enough for trailers. There are tents.
Okay.
They're like, you know, those little
And-
like pagoda like tents.
Okay, so I'm gonna like look over the tents and try to find Simmons. Just
Okay.
kind of like
S-
peeking around.
Okay, so I will say you're just looking around for someone that vaguely looks like an actor. Okay, so I will say this would be Brains.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, but this will be a bit easier. So I'll say this is a 4.
Oh, I have to explode. You know that?
Oh shit.
You know that? You know I have to explode on this?
I know.
I'm not exploding.
Do you have adversity tokens?
I have one.
Do you
Wait,
have?
I have two. I
You-
have two. Oh, okay, so I can spend one.
Yeah.
But what if I don't? Hold on.
If you don't, then you get an adversity token and you fail.
Do I want to fail? I feel like I want to fail. I want to fail. I'm gonna fail.
All right, you fail. You get an adversity token. So with a 3, you're just looking around. Like there's just quite a number of people around, and you're getting a bit like turned around. Even though the space is so small, and like you have no idea where you're going. And then eventually, at some point, someone turns to you. "Oh, what are you doing standing around there? What are you doing?"
I have this script for Simmons.
Oh,
Do you know?
oh, you mean Maya? She's right over there. The girl with the red
Oh.
hair.
Okay, all right. Thanks. I knew that. Yup. Right.
And then
And,
and then the
I'm
guy
gonna
sort of like goes back to the thing. He's like shaking his head. Kids these days. And then you head towards, and you can see like sitting towards the side, like sort of like a bit away from the other people, sitting in like this foldable chair. You can see this woman, maybe 1 or 2 years older than you, and she has like this shoulder length red hair that's sort of like wavy, and you do not know if it's just naturally curly or it's permed. And as you sort of get closer, she sort of like notices you. And you can see like she's actually reading a script of her own, just like flipping through. And you can see her lips are moving and she's muttering her lines probably. But as you sort of get closer, because her area is sort of like a bit cut off, secluded from the others, when you approach, it is very obvious. So she eventually looks up at you, and you can see her eyes are like this bright green, and she has like freckles along her cheeks, and she looks at you. "Oh, yes?"
You got a script for Simmons? Are you Simmons?
"Oh,
You are, right?
yeah, I'm Simmons."
Okay, because I wasn't sure. I have like no experience on like these kinds of things, so it's kind of cool. Well, I'm just a runner, so don't mind me. I'm just gonna drop off your script.
All right. She holds out a hand for the script, but you're still clutching it towards yourself.
Oh, right. Sorry. And I hand over the script and I let go. I'm just like, yep, that's the script.
All right, thank you. Oh, what's your name?
Seth. Yeah, just surrounding here. So
All right, Saf. Well, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. I like your hair. Your hair's
Oh.
pretty nice. Is it?
Wait, come again?
No. Because I haven't really seen like a lot of redheads around.
Oh.
So it's just
And she sort of like laughs, a bit demurely, and sort of like runs her hand through a few of her locks. Oh, thank you. Genetics.
oh, so it's real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She gives like a nod. It gets like you by this point you know that she's an actress, but the way she's behaving does not seem actressy to you. She's very gives you the vibe of a shrinking violet.
Okay. I was just all right. Well, enjoy your script. I don't think you can enjoy it. Okay, never mind. Well, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Bye. And she gives you like a small wave.
And I wave back, and I just kind of try and find Paula, because I was only given like one instruction, and I feel hasn't anybody seen me like doing nothing?
Well, you're just like looking around, like feeling a bit lost.
I think I'm gonna try and look for Paula.
All right.
Trying to get her out of this.
All right, and you go off to find. And as you are walking to find Paula, you begin to hear. Actually, all of you will begin to hear a commotion coming from one side of the film set, and from the chatter, you can gather that someone has arrived. And I'll say, the Dustin and Myth, you can see like Leon sort of like pause and they say, "Oh, I think Fairy is back." Oh, you're gonna love him, and he sort of like nudges you, Dustin, in the shoulder. Come on, let's go see him. Come on, and begins to lead you towards the front. And Cyrus, you are just like you and Paula are laboring another crate. By this point, this is your third crate, I'll say, and your arms feel like they're about to fall off. This is the most workout you've had in years. But after just dumping it aside, and Paula just sort of like stands next to you. She's not really panting, she's fine. You're the one panting. And he goes, "All right, so about our previous question." Oh, what now? And she looks around, and you can see the commotion. And you can see, as you all look, this man walks into the set, and he looks like a man in his 50s with like this really strong jaw and a bit of like a salt and pepper beard across his chin and the side of his face. And he has like this very like like those very like tousled white guy hair that you have, like just like Bradley Cooper's kind of hairstyle, or Brad Pitt, like those short, but then it like curls into itself quite a bit to like this little flop at the front. Yeah. His hairstyle is a bit like that, but it's like black with a sprinkle with a bit of like gray in it. And he's like sort of walked into the set and like claps his hand. "All right, people, how are you doing? It's time to get this show on the road. All right, everyone, get to your positions. Come on." And he claps his hand and begins to look around. And as he does, he sort of like sees you, Dustin, standing next to Leon, who is like beaming at him. And then he goes, right. And then he walks towards you and stands in front of you and goes, "You must be Dustin Rodriguez, is it?"
Yes, I am.
Pleasure to meet you. And he holds out a hand. "I'm Jack Ferrier, though I'm guessing you probably know that already."
Yes, Jack. Are we going to see the alien tonight?
Oh, I guarantee you we will, son. And he looks at you. "And you, young man, you're his brother, right? What's it, Matthew?"
Yes, sir.
All right.
Pleasure.
So, have you looked through the contract? Have your mom looked through the contract and decided? So, are you gonna be signing up with us for this shoot?
Actually, my mom is still at work.
Oh, don't worry about it.
So-
We still have time. The reason I invited you here is just for you to get a sense of the vibe. I was hoping your mom would be here as well, so that she could be laid at ease. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the two of you are here. via a stranger. And you can see for a second he's like thinking. Anyway, we're just here in order to show you that this is a safe set and there is nothing to worry about. Like this is just a temporary gig for your brother. He does his shoot and then he gets paid, and that will be that. And he will be credited in the film as well for his work. Just a simple thing, we do, the film industry do this all the time. Going to shoot in a place, we look for the locals to fill the scenes, those background scenes with like crowds and stuff like that. Yeah, all those people, they tend to be paid as well. So your brother's role is a bit bigger than a typical minor background character, so he's being paid a bit more than some of the other extras we have, but that shouldn't be very difficult for him, I think, with what we have planned. But in order
before
to
all this, right?
yes,
I have a question.
mm-hmm.
The young actor, what was his name?
Oh, Leon Walker.
Leon, yeah. Does he look anything like my brother?
No, the biggest difference is that Leon has blonde hair and like bright blue eyes, and your brother does not. But
okay.
Teens, prepubescent boys, like growing, they tend to look a bit samey. But facial structure is different.
Okay. Okay, then we just nod. I understand. Have a little bit of the local touch, eh?
Yeah, but of course, authenticity is the name of the game. All right, now why don't you stand by the side and you can see how we work. Just get a feel of how the filming process goes. All right.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'll step aside. I'll make way.
All right, everyone. We're getting ready for scene 27. Come on. Chop. And everyone begins to set up. And so the two of you are ushered towards one side, and Cyrus, you and Paula are sort of like grouped in towards one side, and eventually are roped into yet another bunch of work, like to carry around like equipment, like those wires and stuff. They're just hanging. You're not operating the equipment itself. You're just there to make sure the equipment doesn't break and hold, to be like a second pair of hands, the two of you. And Seth, you're just a fifth wheel basically right now as everything begins to settle up.
Yep, I'm just there.
No. And so eventually, like everything is set. Like the process is like really efficient, like for the size of the crew. And you can see like Jack Farrier for the first time. The rest of you don't get a chance to interact with Saf and Cyrus, but you can see the way he speaks and the charisma he has, the attention he grabs from all of the other people. Like he gives an order, everyone obeys instantly, setting everything up. And when the scene starts to roll, you can see like in the beginning, like the scene that they're doing is sort of like almost like an insert scene where a couple of the characters are basically Maya's character and Leon's character are meeting up at this alleyway in order to discuss some plot stuff that none of you know anything about. Like you hear the dialogue lines, it doesn't make sense to any of you at all. You have no context for what is happening. But for Saf, since you've interacted with Maya before, you can see the shift in her. Like when she's like behind the camera, you see like she's a bit of a shrinking violet, but once she's in front of the camera, it is like she is a completely different person. Like she's more confident, she stands straighter. Like for the role, she's sort of like pulls her hair into like a ponytail, and she instantly looks more serious and adult. And the way she speaks, the way she projects her voice, like you can instantly tell that, yep, this is an actress. And even Leon as well, like he is really good. He sort of like plays a bit like the plucky sidekick that is like in most of these like quote unquote horror movies. You usually have that one sidekick comic relief character, and usually the first one to die to set the tone for the rest of the film where it goes into straight horror.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so that is the vibe that Leon gives you. And so they're like, just continue filming. Wait, can I get Keanu Reeves vibe from this? Not really Keanu Reeves, like I will say maybe something like John Carpenter. Yeah, the guy who directed The Thing. Or Halloween, the very first two Halloween movies.
There you go.
Gotta do a Google search here.
God, you uncultured plebs.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, like he very much has that very like auteur director vibe to him. Like the way he holds himself, the way he commands the film set. And like the filming begins and start like he seems to have like a knack for like arranging having multiple cameramans filming at the same time for the same scene, so that he doesn't need to do that many takes over and over from different angles. He just does it, and the way he composites the scene makes it so that each of these cameras don't show up in each of the scenes that he shoots. And it is very efficient. Not that any of you have any like point of standard, but just from what you can tell, this is definitely a professional at work. And by the time like the filming, like for such a simple thing, it does take quite a while. Like they film like a couple of scenes like throughout this alleyway. Like not just, it's like every scene that would take place in this alleyway over the course of his film, he does it here. So at some point, like Maya and Leon leaves, and then some other character of the other, what you assume to be the other leads and supporting characters do their scenes as well and film all of it. And by the time like the sun is beginning to set, Jack Ferry goes, "All right, that's a wrap. Good job, everyone." And he begins to clap, and everyone also claps and gives a bit of a woot. And then he walks around. "All right, everyone, we just got one more scene left. Start packing it up, and we are gonna head into the forest." And as he says that, Cyrus and Paula, the two of you are dragged to cart all of those crates you just brought up back into the truck.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yep. And this time, Saf, you are also lumped in with them as well to carry all of the crates. And as you approach them, you just like sort of carrying, and Paula's, "Oh, good of you to join us."
Ah, ha 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 ha. It looked fun, so I thought like, oh, I join.
Yep, and you all begin the hard, laborious duty of carting stuff. And as you do, I was like at some point, like while you're carting, alongside Cyrus and Paula, you can see like Maya is just standing over there going through a script. And at one point, she just lifts her eyes and sees you struggling with the crate, and just sort of like laughs a bit behind her hand.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a mocking laugh. It's more like a,
Yeah.
like a funny side kind of thing. It's not a rude
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And I think I just kind of did she look back at me?
Yeah, she's looking at you right now. She saw you do this.
Oh, okay. I just like roll my eyes a little bit and I smile.
And Paula notices this and goes, "Oh, you know the lead actress?"
She's the lead actress.
Yeah. Yeah, she's Maya Lynn Simmons, right? Yeah, she plays a female lead from what I'm hearing from around the set. How do you know her?
Oh, no, because just, they gave me a script earlier and I was looking for her, so I just give it to her, strike up a little conversation, just like a little one.
And in that short time, you're able to strike up a rapport where the two of you are sharing private smiles?
Huh?
It's okay. Continues carrying the stuff.
Okay.
And with that, that's what those three are up to. We go back to Dustin and Myth. So after like everyone is like starting to pack up, Leon goes back to all of you. So what do you think?
I'm gonna look at Dustin to see what he thinks.
Okay.
Oh, just okay. Yeah, okay, I'll admit these are just, simple exposition-y scenes, character moments, stuff, but we saved the best for last. Sako, you said you want to see the monster, right? Oh, you're gonna see the monster, all right. Come on. And he begins to lead all of you, and like as a sort of like a group, like not everyone from this set, you gather that from the way they've set everything out, like this is sort of like almost like a temporary headquarter for them to film at this part of town. So quite a number of them stay behind those that are not necessary, but the rest begin to move their way into the forest and hike their way through. And thankfully for the three of you, Cyrus, Saf, and Paula, who is the NPC. I don't know why I said the three of you. It's only the two of you, and plus one. The two of you get to ride alongside the truck. And no, actually, no. A truck will not go into the forest. No, you did not cart the stuff back into the truck. You carted by hand into the forest.
Oh,
Oh my
my
goodness.
god!
So, Cyrus.
Okay, I'm ripped. It's okay. I'm fine.
Yeah, Cyrus and Sam, I would like you to make another 4 brawn check.
4?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 4. Brawn.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
I'm just thinking like Cyrus' head is like, the next time I see you, Piper, I'm gonna kill you. As you're like, your muscles like shaking and you're covered in so holy shit.
Wow.
Whoa,
Holy
I'm not
shit.
doing. What? Wait, where's the 26?
Wait.
Oh my
the-
god, you've exploded twice.
The gym
Oh.
buff
Yeah.
is
I think I
outshined by the
focused more-
scrawny nerd.
Yeah, I think I focus more on like cardio more than I do with.
Okay, yeah, that
Wait.
makes sense. It's a completely different set of muscles.
Yeah, I'm more cardio.
Yep. So yeah, Sam, get an adversity token. You are not used to this type of heavy labor. And partway through, you are like really struggling, and halfway through, like Paula is like, you know what? It's fine. I got this. And she carries the.
No.
No,
I
look,
was like, no.
look.
Let me-
Okay, Saf. No offense, but you're a liability right now. It's making it difficult for me to carry. So, you'll help me more if you just walk beside me.
Oh. Okay.
Moral support.
Yeah. Moral support.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yep, and Cyrus, you are, for some reason, your adrenaline gland just randomly triggers and you just like get this burst of strength and you're just carting it like it's nothing. You don't even. Yeah, this is the kind of.
Powered by vengeance.
Yeah, you're fueled by the thought of making Piper pay for what she's made you do. And speaking of, you have not seen Piper at all this whole time.
Yes. Snitching on her is not enough.
Yeah, Piper and Vince is just like not present right now. You have not seen them since y'all went your separate ways. And you gather it is probably because Piper has probably snacked out and going like, ha, bye, loser, that kind of deal.
God damn it.
But yeah, you are led deeper into the forest, and you can see like there are like a bit of path, like lights that has been set up at intervals in order to make your traversal into the forest much easier, so that you all don't slip. Like they've like a sort of like a path that have been weaved through and begin to carry. And Cyrus and Saf, for the two of you, as you are like back into the embrace of the forest, how does that make you feel? We'll start with Cyrus first.
I'm just scared. Like, I mean, I don't show it, but it's I'm like a little bit scared because of what it was literally yesterday what just went through, right?
Yeah.
My best friend died in here. I got chased by a monster that no one else is gonna believe in when I tell them. So I'm just like, you know what? It might just be a wild animal. It's like starting to have coping mechanism right now at this point. So it's just coping and just like, it's just a wild animal.
All right. And how is Saf feeling?
Saf is like not liking this. They're like sweating a little. Their face looks like kind of concerned and getting kind of clammy, you know. So they're just, but they don't want to say anything because like they can't really escape anywhere. So they're just kind of darting their eyes around, kind of like fiddling with their fingers, just.
As you do that, yeah, like this one, like Paula is sort of like a bit ahead of you, straining against the weight of this singular crate. You can see like her muscles are like just bulging out, like probably regretting a little choosing to carry it on her own, but then you know she has pride. She's committed to this, and so she's gonna carry it through to the end. Yeah, just persevering through, refusing to ask for help with the crate that she's subject herself to carry on her own.
Athletes. They're always like that.
Yeah, reminds you a bit of Jordan.
Don't say that.
As you're like, as that thought crosses into your head, you hear a soft voice going from the side. You all right there?
I look over.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Yeah, and you see it is Maya. She's like just sort of like walking a bit, shoulders a bit scrunched, like looks like someone who's not really used to being in a forest, and she's like giving you a concerned look.
Yeah, just a little tired. I didn't get any sleep last night, so.
And then she like nods and sort of like walks alongside you and look around. And you can see she's very much I'm not much of a outdoors person.
No, you're not. No, you don't like to take in the fresh air in nature and everything.
No, I like fresh air, just not inside dark forests where potential 8-legged creatures scurry about.
Not a fan of arachnids.
I mean, who does?
Well, I think they're pretty cool.
Oh, I that's cool, I guess.
And why are you here walking with us runners? Aren't you the lead actress?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just like taking my own pace, I tend to fade into the background whenever I'm not in front of the camera, so it works for me. Not much of a people person.
Okay, but you're a people person with me. You're standing you came over.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I'm bothering you, I can go.
No. Okay, you can walk with us.
Sure.
This is Paula, and I point at Paula. And that guy. What was your name?
Cyrus.
Yeah, that's Cyrus. Yep.
Oh.
I don't know him, but.
Yeah. You can see Paula just sort of like she glances a bit at the back, sees Maya, goes sup, and then looks back at forward. Unusually cold for some reason.
Oh dear. Okay. I'm just like, yeah, don't mind her. She's just carrying my weight because I'm not really a weight person,
And then you just hear Paula, all those time in the gym for nothing.
Do cardio. I've told you this before. I'm not a fan of those weights, okay? I just like to run.
Yeah, and looks where that got you. Can't even lift a crate.
This is an abnormally heavy crate. You can't blame me, but whatever.
Yep, and this is what you are subjected to, Cyrus, for the rest of this journey. Just this back and forth, and you're like, oh god, please.
Let's get this over with.
But eventually, you all make it to what seems to be the set. Like, by the time you arrive, things have already been set up, like all of the lighting and stuff like that, all the tents and the equipment, this little clearing area. And Dustin, you see, standing amidst this group, one guy in a prosthetic suit of a large furred monster.
No way. That's the monster?
And then Leon's, yeah, cool,
Wait,
right? They spent 6 months making that. Yeah, just wait till you see the helmet. It moves, the front, like they have these like controllers that they do and make the mouth opens and shut with those sharp teeth and another button to make the saliva come out from its mouth.
Can you describe the monster prosthetic?
Oh yeah, I can. So the monster, it is the very old school. Have you watched like those like 50s movies, like Frankenstein or like the creature from the Black Lagoon? Those kind of prosthetics. It's like those costume monster that is like all the rage, like in the 80s and 90s as well. So like this suit is like, it is like sort of like grayish, dark grayish color with bits of it. Almost looks like a cross between like a giant gorilla and a crocodile's head melded with a wolf that is just sitting at the side. Like a couple of like those tech persons are just holding it. And then the hands are like these large claws that you probably cannot fit a person's hand inside. You get it? Is the way it moves is almost like there's like some mechanism inside that when he closes it. You know, like those very like good cosplayers that you've seen, like whenever they wear like those giant suits, they have like those mechanisms inside where they clench their fingers. The fingers also close. Yeah, and you can see like each of these ends like in these long pointed claws. And it basically looks like a gorilla mixed with a werewolf mixed with a crocodile.
Wow. Okay. Does this pick or spark a little bit of memory from last night?
No, not for you. It looked like as far as you can tell, it looks nothing like the monster you saw.
Okay, then I probably still forget about what happened last night and still whoa.
Yeah, you are
I
now
see.
in the moment. And then
Okay.
Leon's like, yep, that thing is gonna be the one to kill me. You're gonna be impressed, all right? If you weren't impressed just now, you're gonna be impressed. I have been told that I'm very good at screaming and looking like I am getting killed.
That is badass. Can I get killed by that? Also,
I mean, look, I'm sure once you sign the contract, you will probably be given your own script and you can see what happens to your character. But all I can say is that it is certainly a doozy. Now, all right, I gotta go get ready. See you all. Like maybe you probably won't be able to find me after this because I'm gonna be covered in blood and stuff like that. So I'm gonna clean up and probably go to bed. So, do you want to hang out tomorrow?
yeah,
All right, sure.
sure.
Yeah, and he's gonna like reach into his pocket, take up like a piece of paper and a pen, and he writes. He's like, "Hey, here's my phone number. Give me a call."
Cool. I'll call you.
All right, ciao. And then he's gonna go off. And then at this point, Maya is also gonna split off from you, Seth. I have to go prepare. Well, technically, I'm not here. Okay, I'm not here to shoot. This is entirely Leon's thing. I'm just here to watch and stand. Yeah, I'm gonna go. And she's gonna walk away.
Oh, okay. I just like, oh, okay, well, bye.
And with that, Seth and Cyrus, your self-imposed heart-free labor is complete.
Oh, we're done.
Yep. Yep, Cyrus. By this point, you have sort of like come down from your high of that burst of strength that you got, and your arms, like all you can think in your head is no more, no more.
It's over. Finally.
But yes, eventually you can see like the same guy that sort of love you. All right, y'all can take a break now. Just chill and enjoy the shoot. And so with that, all of you sort of like stand around and you can see Jack Farrer is at the front again, directing the scene, like setting things up all of the camera. And after a while, you can see Leon enters and he is like wearing a different set of clothes and he is like covered in a bit of like dirt and scuffs here and there. And then you can see like he's talking to Jack Barry a bit. He's like referring to his script, like looking things here. And I can tell like this part, there's a bit more preparation than what happened at the alleyway where the scene happened relatively quickly. You get it because this is a big moment where this is like the first character of the main character that is getting sort of like killed off to set the tone for the rest of the film. So and it involves the monster, the prosthetic, some blood, like effects and stuff like that. So a lot more preparation is being set up. You can see like a couple of people, like you can see like at the center of this stage, there is like a sort of like a hole that leads into the forest floor clustered by a bit of rock. You can see like a couple of these tech people are over there setting up some of these pumps where you gather the blood is gonna come from inside, like with like some trickery. Just hide it from sight from where the cameras are standing. And then you can see Leon is like being told about what he needs to do, and then eventually the shoot starts, and it is a relatively simple scene, like just gathering from this entire thing. You don't know what the continuity is, but as this filming starts, Leon's character is alone in the forest, and he, from already his disheveled appearance from the start, from the makeup, he has already been chased for some time, and the scene that you're filming here begins with him running and stumbling through the forest, like from a bit further down and running, like looking around. They did that scene a couple of times, like just to get like different angles, different close-ups of like his feet. Occasionally, one point he trips, they get a sort of like an insert shot of his face, like leaning against the floor, his terrified face, and pushing up, and you can tell that Leon is definitely in his elements. Like the moment he started acting, is almost like you can genuinely believe that he is in danger just looking at the way he's acting and his body language and things like that. And so they do all the scenes until eventually, at a middle part, you all don't really see much of some of the scenes because it is being filmed sort of like underground, and so eventually the time gets to like about 10 and 11 o'clock, and Myth, I'm guessing for you, you're like, ah shit.
Yes. Ah, shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, but for Dustin, he's like just watching everything in rapturous attention until eventually
Shit.
yeah. But Dustin doesn't notice any of all of this to you. And eventually the scene gets to the climax, where Leon's character eventually sort of like stumbles onto the ground and gets up and think that he is safe. And he's like just standing over there, like the camera, everyone is silent, just the filmer, he's like looking around, just gasping. And then you watch from the hole, this large shape, the prosthetic monster reach out, grabs onto him, and Leon's eyes widens, terrified, and he screams and he's pulled into the hole. And then it dies out and stops for a bit. And then the camera, you can see one of it begins to dolly in closer and closer, and all of you also feel like almost like getting into the tension. You also lean forward. You can see like Paula at the side is sort of like watching in rapturous attention as well. And the camera begins to dolly in, and then you hear like a soft sound, and then and you can see Leon lunges out from the hole and starts scrabbling frantically on the ground, his eyes wide in terror, just staring, trying to pull out. And then you see a giant hand reaches out and grabs onto him and sinks into his shoulder, and blood just splatters out. And then another hand reaches out and stabs him along the side, and more blood gushes out from whatever thing that have set, and reach out and then pulls him back in, and you can hear his loud scream echoes deep into the cave, and then it dies. And then cut. That was amazing. That was amazing. Jack sort of like walks up. Yo, all of you got that shot, right? I think we have ourselves a one-hit wonder right there. A one-shot wonder, I mean. Yep, that is perfect. And everyone, all right, everyone get it around. We did a good job today. Thank you all for staying with us. I know it is getting a bit late, but you know, I think this is worth it. I think that was a good shot, and everyone is like cheering and patting each other in the back. And we go back to all of you. I would like all of you to make a brain check of 6.
Brain. Oh my god, you're really.
Brain.
Oh. Oh.
Holy shit!
Wow, Mid is smart.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with Cyrus and Sav. Both of you get an adversity token. Both of you watch and you're like taken in, and as it dies down, for a second you genuinely thought that everything was real, and then you're like, oh, of course it's not real. And then like Paula is like, whoa, did you see those blood effects and the cloth sinking into his? How did they do that? It genuinely looks like the cloth sinked into him, you know, and the blood coming out. That was really cool. And it's like gushing towards you, Sav. And Cyrus as well. You can see like some of the other runners that you have lumped up with, like just like jostling your shoulder, like for some, you know, those sense of command. Like you don't know these people, but they're just jostling your shoulder. Like, whoa, did you see that? Did you see the blood?
And I think I'm just like a little dazed. I'm like, huh? What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, huh?
Yeah. And Cyrus, how does that make you feel seeing that?
I'm wow. I'm just at loss of words again. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we go to Dustin. As you're sort of like coming
Whoa.
down from the high with your 9, like you a second you're like, whoa, that was cool. For throughout most of it, even as Leon was dragged in and then he's like crawling out, but at some point during the shoot, when he's like frantically clawing his way out and the claws sink into his shoulder and he screams in pain, his eyes met yours, and for a brief second, you thought that the fear and terror was real. And that sort of like causes the excitement you have to sort of like a bit of uncertainty bellows into your heart and a bit of unease as well. And Myth, with your killer ass 33, you look.
Great.
You spend the whole time watching where they set up the blood effects, the practical effects, and stuff like that. When the claw sinks into Leon's shoulder, from what you can tell, it genuinely looked like the claw sinks into his shoulder and it wasn't a fake shoulder or a limb or a prosthetic. And some of the blood that exploded out is from where you saw them plant those canisters, but some of the other blood seems like it comes from somewhere else. And there's something about this. It feels like that Jack Farrier is known for his very realistic and disgusting and creepy prosthetic and kill scenes, but there's just something in your mind, like you just see that happen and your heart is like, shit.
No.
You feel like it might be you just have this thought like it's so realistic to the point that it cannot be faked. And that is the mind that brews into your head as you watch Jack Farrier sort of like finish up with the talk, and then he walks up towards you, Dustin, and Matthew, and goes, "So, what do you think? Pretty cool, huh?"
I'm gonna immediately look him like deadpan eyes, like in shock, instead of in amazement, in shock, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at him and just say, Get Leon now."
Oh, don't worry about him. He's gonna get cleaned up. This kind of stuff. He's covered a lot, but it'll take a couple of hours for him to wash everything off. But I see.
You don't understand.
Hmm?
That look.
He sort of looks at you. Yeah, you were saying something?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you talking about, Miftu? Leon's fine. Those are just fake blood thing. And
No,
better.
they were two different colors. The light was shining on. I could tell fake and the real. And on the second hit, when that creature grabbed onto him from the shadows, that did not look fake. I mean, Mr. Director, you could have seen that it didn't look. That angle was off.
Are you saying that they used the wrong mix for the blood again? Steve? No, where is that? Just one moment. Actually, you know what? He looks at his watch. Okay, it is getting actually really late for you, a 10-year-old. Howard, you can bring them back, all right? And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow with the contract. Just tell your mom. All right? And then he begins to walk off, and then Howard comes in. All right, kids, come on, let's go. You've had your fun. And begins to lead the two of you away. And Cyrus and Saf, the two of you sitting with Paula. Both of you, all you can tell was that you have just finished the scene and you're looking around, and then Paula's gonna nudge your shoulder. And also, Cyrus, wait, I think they're all getting ready to pack up. I think this is our cue to leave before they make us cart everything back. All right, come on.
Oh, okay. And I trail behind her. I'm just like, yeah.
All right, and Cyrus, I'm guessing you follow as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. I don't want.
Yeah, you gotta get out of there.
All right, and so the three of you begin to make your way back out towards the direction of Creek Hollow. And now we're gonna cut to Myth and Dustin, both of you inside inside Howard Hanratty's car as he begins to drive you home. And Myth, what is going through your head right now?
Question.
Yes.
Did I see that scene where Leon was crawling out from the hole or the cave?
Yes.
Did I see the claw coming out to get him?
Yes,
or
you,
it's like
you
just
see,
very covered
you
by
see,
shadow?
yeah, one claw come out. Like it is still like because everything is fairly dark. It is the
Yeah.
light is. I will say with your 33, the texture of the hand looks off. It's different. It's still like the same dark color, but it is different from what you saw of the prosthetic of the costume that the guy was wearing.
I'm gonna look at Dustin. I'm like, Dustin, did you remember the monster that you saw yesterday night?
Yeah, the one with the fucked up face.
Language,
Stop
boy.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
I don't
do.
curse. I'm gonna look at. Can you draw when we get back home? I need to make sure that Howard doesn't hear this.
Yeah, I'm guessing that you're all whispering this.
Yeah. I need you to redraw back the hand, or just not the face, just the hand. Do you remember how the hand looks like? I have something I want to check.
I will say, for
Okay.
you, Dustin, the creature that you saw that run through the fireplace at the Mirror Falls party, it is very different from what you saw in that cave. But then again, you did not get a good look at the claw as it grabs Leon, but it looks very different from the prosthesis.
Okay. So probably Dustin doesn't get how these two events are linked together yet.
All right. And with that, you say, yeah.
Draw it. For me, theory.
All right. And with that, the drive towards your home continues. And if you just feel this dread inside your heart, you hope beyond hope that you are wrong, but you've seen too much and now you cannot unsee it, and there's just this feeling of apprehension building inside you, and you're unsure what is happening, and you
I should
don't.
have failed that. It doesn't feel like a fair success.
And with that, we're going to move to the Rodriguez residence. It is dark, the neighborhood is quiet. A bit of
You're in
cricket,
trouble.
a bit of cricket in the air.
I'm so screwed.
Yeah, not yet.
Oh!
This
Oh!
and standing across from the street is a youngish woman. It is wearing a simple jacket and tee and slim jeans, looking at the Rodriguez household. And she has, like, the brunette hair. This is Lisa, and she's like looking with this like almost playful smile on her face. Then she begins to cross the empty street towards the house. She reaches the door, reaches for the locked door, grabs it, click, and she opens and steps into the Rodriguez residence. And she begins to walk around, looks around, sees the note that you left around with the contract, and her smile grows a bit. Huh. And then she begins to walk up the stairs. Just as from the outside, the white car of Howard Hanratty arrives. The two of you leave and walk towards your house. You reach the door. You don't see your mom's car. You gather this is probably another late night. She's probably taking a nap at her workplace for the night, which is something she's done whenever she does back-to-back shifts. She just sleeps at the hospital. And you gather this is probably one of those times. You reach the door. You unlock it with your own key. Your door is locked. And you enter. Where do the two of you go?
I'm gonna breathe a sigh of relief first that mom didn't come back.
All right. And then I'm guessing you're all heading up to your rooms.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I'll hang my jacket filled with candy, and then I'll proceed to go back to my room.
all right. And Dustin, you also go back to your room. And both of you,
Yeah,
you and I'll say because Miff, you did ask Dustin to
wait.
Oh yes.
Before that, I forgot. I wanted to ask Howard,
Mm-hmm.
where do we go if we decide to like sign the contract?
I guess I'll revisit you in the morning. As per Jack Farrier's instructions, as if I'm his runner boy. All right, I'm off. She drives away.
Okay.
But yes, so you're back inside your room. You close your door, Myth, and you sort of like sigh. And again, Leon's death scene just keeps replaying in your head, and it just haunts you. Like something is not right here. And Dustin, you are in your room. Your brother did ask you to draw something. Are you gonna do it?
yes, I'm going to draw it.
All right.
I will draw more or less the same thing.
Okay, so you begin to you channel into your mind. I don't think you need to roll for this because of the high roll that you have. So you just grab your scrapbook and you begin to draw. Yes, and I mean, a Myth will not notice, but just looking at your drawing this time, since you're only focusing on the hand, you draw a bit better. Like, I would just say this is something that Myth only knows. When you saw the hand that reached out to grab it, it has 4 fingers and a thumb that ends in claws. The hand that Dustin is drawing has 3 fingers and a much longer thumb that does not look anything like a human hand. So it is a different hand that Dustin is drawing, but of course, Myth, you're not there to see this yet at this stage. So Dustin, you finish up your drawing. You look at it and you're like, yeah, this looks pretty good. I'll show my brother tomorrow. You close the book, you throw the scrapbook aside, and put your hand and you're about to stand up, and you see carved on your desk is something that wasn't there before. A symbol. There is a round dot, like almost, it looks like as if it is, instead of like carved, it's more like scratched into it by like some sharp equipment. You can see there's a circle, and then there's sort of like a strange squiggly line on the top, and then another 2 below to form like, it almost looks like a facsimile of a simplified Chinese character, but it is definitely not a Chinese word, and it's just over there, and you'll see that symbol over there. What is it was not there. You take care of your furniture, you don't carve into it, and you've never seen this here before. What is your reaction?
Is it on a paper?
No,
or-
it's carved onto your desk. The symbol, I will say, it may be like about 3 by 3 inches big.
That's hard to miss. So
Yeah.
that's the it. How late is it?
Yeah, by now it's about 12 o'clock.
Am I too tired to care about it?
It's up to you.
How do I know this symbol, this
I can
this
say with
word?
absolute certainty you have never seen this before. And as you sort of like I'm guessing you're taking like a closer look to see what it is, right? As you're like trying to figure out what it is. I would like you to make a grit check. 20.
Oh,
Grit?
Yes.
Grit?
Grade 20?
grit
Yes.
20. Eh? Great. Ooh.
So close.
So close.
Oh my god,
You-
so close.
You get 1 adversity token. You look at it. Oh, you're like, what the hell is this? I'm pretty sure I didn't leave this here. And then you're like, look closer. Don't recognize it. And then, child brain. Oh, well, I'll figure it out tomorrow. And then you just decide to go and head off to bed. And then you climb onto your bed. You turn off your lights. You go to sleep. And outside, across the road, you see Lisa staring up at your window. A smile on her face. Then she begins to walk off, passing beneath the street lamps away. And we're gonna end session 2 of What Lurks in Creek Hollow right here.
And
Right.
Still as creepy as the first episode, man.
Yeah. What is happening? Who knows? Find out next episode of What Lurks in Creek Hollow. Thank you all to my players for playing. This is a bit later than I had wanted the session to go, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and to our viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
bye.